everyone, and welcome to the inaugural episode of Internet Genius, a new weekly podcast for me and my fellow smart boys. So glad you could stop by. Now, to jump into the show proper, go ahead and skip to this time code on screen right now. I'm sure there'll be a link in the description to join our guests and get into the episode. But as this is our first episode, I wanted to do a little preamble as to what the show is all about and how I intend to run things. So feel free to jump ahead, but stick around and listen, especially if you're an old fan, because there's some important stuff in here for you. So, first of all, happy Nate Date, everyone! Yep, I decided to make an official world holiday May 1st, the day all world problems were solved by a podcast, and declare May a month of celebration. As we all know here, May is a holy month to all Natriots worldwide. In addition to our Mia Mathiva shenanigans, did you know that that's the day that Best Anime Ever, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann Part 1 came out in 2015, 11 years ago? My first real BGE video. Wow, really makes you think. A retroactive foreshadowing does it again, folks. Planned since Chapter 1. Thus, May shall forevermore be a month of rejoicing from everyone, from the mighty Natriots to the lowly Nateheads. I said it, so now it's true. Fun fact, May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. Nateheads, no doubt, are well aware of this fact, but it's also Asian Pacific Islander Awareness Month, too. So as the Shiroi Samurai himself, with my true and honest Japanese blood, we have never felt more seen, fellow Natriots. Now, on to proper business. So, about our little show here. I'm sure out there are those that have been listening to me bloviate for the past few years, and amongst the garble I have said that I've been begging the universe to deliver unto me a podcast to be a contributor on. You know, I've got some skills here, I'd like to put them to use. You know, I've been manifesting it, I've got my vision board out, but it just ain't here. So, as usual, I gotta just say fuck it. As usual, if you want anything in this life, you've gotta do it yourself. So I'm making my own podcast, and this is it. Internet Genius, maybe you've heard of it. And if you don't like it, don't blame me, blame the universe. Gamerzone bros, I know you're shedding a single tear right now in recognition of what's being lost, but no, Gamerzone is being reborn like a phoenix, combined and rolled into new energy with our boy here, Internet Genius. So the spirit lives on. Now, as many of you know, I used to do a weekly podcast with my fellow YouTubesmen, the PCP, the Procrastinators Podcast. So for those wondering about it, is this more PCP? PCP 2? Perhaps this is what you're imagining? Woo! Hey guys, I'm back with the milk and cigarettes. Okay, let's start the podcast. Guys? Sorry. I had to do it. But no, I'm afraid not. The PCP was a show that came and went. People moved on. That's life. It happens. What are you going to do? And I wish everybody the best. This, however, Internet Genius, is a new show that I'm running as the host, how I want to do it. Because I really do miss doing a show like this, where I can talk to different people. Yeah, it was fun, and if I may say so, I wasn't too shabby at it. So we are bringing weekly podcasts so freaking back, boys, and I hope I'll be able to reach out to friends, collaborators, new YouTube and internet people I've taken an interest in over the years, and let me tell you, there's quite an extensive list there, so, you know, everybody I know and want to have on. So that's the plan. And I hope everybody that enjoys the stuff I do comes by and says, "What's up?" Classic stuff, right? That's the kind of content you can expect on Internet Genius. Plus, everybody knows it takes me forever to get out new videos. You should see the edit of Star Trek 101 right now. Holy smokes, what a nightmare. And yeah, I can get lazy, true, it's true. But I'm also busy with lots of other life stuff, and the heavily edited video format takes forever for me to finish as a one-man army, and because I'm a hyper-artistic edit cell, so I'm giving myself a format, just like I did in the past with Mia Mathiva, Weagawa, etc., that will enable me to make stuff and connect with you guys. You know, I miss having more community activity going on, so I'm going to start building it again right now, consarn it. But to be clear, everybody, this in no way means I'm going to stop making videos on Best Guy Ever. This right here is a separate business venture, so have no fears. This is just something I want to do in addition to my main channel videos. And on that note, so to my beloved Talking Pirate stream viewers, I do want to say this. I'm a busy guy with a lot going on, and it's already a joke that I'm even worse than Oda with my release schedule. And so I think it probably is true that I will end up using some of those available hours for this show instead. So I don't plan to end Talking Pirates whatsoever, my One Piece talking show. It's a great outlet for my One Piece obsession. But I think I probably will end up doing more combined episodes every couple of weeks, maybe once a month. I'll keep you posted. And all this is to say, basically nothing will change from how I'm doing it right now, except people will hopefully be less disappointed with me not doing one stream every chapter, because we've made that a feature, not a bug. And you know, people have been complaining for years that I do too much One Piece stuff on YouTube. It's like all people see from me now, which is not an unfair criticism, because I do produce more Talking Pirates episodes than anything else. So that's another reason that I want to switch things up a little bit. And I hope you guys, the Talking Pirates guys, will come and listen to Internet Genius, where I'm sure One Piece will be discussed plenty, because it's still me, baby. And despite everything, it's still me. I've only got so many hours in the day, and I've got to spend them wisely, so I'm going to make some choices here and see how it all shakes out. Stay tuned. And speaking of smart choices, we've got a fresh Internet Genius Patreon up and running right now. And here's my pitch for why you should become an investor and give us $5 a month, or more if you feel like it. 3 words, monthly bonus episodes. That's right, we're doing it. Our first bonus episode is going to be about the behind-the-scenes stuff in getting Internet Genius off the ground. And let me tell you, it was a lot of fucking work. You hear that theme song we got going? You like the art, do you? Well, guess what? They didn't just fall out of the sky, Chief. So we'll tell you all about it in that episode, with lots more coming as we go. And beyond that, hey, don't you want to get a fancy-looking role in the new Internet Genius Discord and feel superior to the plebes there? Hop on in and gloat about your savvy investment strategy and get some firm executive handshakes with your fellow businessmen. I'll be there. Let's get in there and start yapping about stuff. The show, whatever else is going, entertainment stuff, you know, just follow the rules or you'll die. Now, I do still have my Best Guy Ever Patreon for my main YouTube channel. I'll still be working on, of course, because that's a separate business venture. And the thing about that is, I'm extremely grateful to anyone that's ever given me 1 red cent on there. So I would like to do the following. If you have ever pledged to the Best Guy Ever Patreon at all, ever, you are a legend. So hit me up on the new Internet Genius Discord, where there is a channel where you can give me the details so we can confirm this, and you will get access to the bonus episodes of Internet Genius for free for, I don't know, let's say a year. You guys have been so kind to me over the years. I'm springing a new Patreon out here. Don't want to blindside people. So I just want to do a little something to show my appreciation to you guys. And again, thank you for everything. Hope to see you there. But for you plebes here on YouTube, like these videos, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, hit up that Patreon, join the Discord, follow the Twitter. I'll probably get the show up on RSS feeds too if people want that. We are firing on all cylinders here, guys, and let me know what you think of the operation, and if there's anything we can improve on. Love to hear the feedback. Put it in the comments. So, wrapping things up, uncork those ears and listen up to my silly new comedy podcast, Internet Genius, where we're gonna hoot and holler and maybe spark a little activity in that calcified brain pan of yours. Listen here to our first episode, then come back next week for the second one, ad infinitum. We're just getting things off the ground here, and we're going to figure out details as we go. 1 foot in front of the other, running up that hill, as the kids say. You know, these days, some guys are all about the downward spiral, but me, you know me, I'm all about the upward spiral to the stars, baby! Hope to see you on the ride. And now, please enjoy the inaugural episode of this new show. Subscribe and come back next week, too, for this brand spanking new comedy podcast where we have already solved every problem had by man, and yet we just keep going. Internet Genius! Now let's bring in our guests. And so here we are, everybody. We are officially beginning our inaugural show here on Internet Genius, the smartest podcast of all time. So let's welcome everybody. No more fooling around. We've got here, I'll introduce first my loyal Droog, longtime collaborator of mine, and editor and helper, producer, thinky man, collaborator, etc. My buddy, NoNeedBruh. Noni, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Nate, from releasing me from the cages of the editing cave. I kneel in jubilation.
As you should. Yes, Noni is my loyal stoolie, my loyal stooge, who he will be given the grunt work and forced to grovel for the scraps that he gets, and he should thank me for the opportunity. That's the dynamic we hope to establish here right away. Although, Noni, by being on this podcast, you are a certified genius. That's our premise. Everyone here is a genius. We are high IQ individuals. That's the lore. That's what's happening on the show. So there you go. I knew it all along. Okay, and also joining us is, of course, my buddy Mark of the Electric Underground. Mark, thank you for joining us.
Hello. Yes, I wish I had a more glamorous name for you, but yes. I am here.
The Electric Underground's pretty fancy, pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
We've done a bunch of stuff together. Podcasts we did just the other day. Actually, it was our podcast that we did recently that Noni listened to here, and it was like, hey, Nate, you and Mark had like a great podcast about like remakes and stuff. I've been, ranting about remakes for like close to a decade now, and you guys should like do that like frequently, and like I should participate, and we can like talk about cool stuff. And I thought, you know what, that's a hell of an idea there, Noni. And so here we are. So this was a Noni suggestion to get back in the saddle and make it a regular thing, as we hope to do here.
Consider that episode like the pilot then for this series.
Can, yeah, you can. I think so. So enjoy that. And now there will be a rotating cast, so like Mark's on for a couple episodes, maybe we'll swap another I don't know, it'll be crazy. It'll be a wacky adventure for everybody, and be excited for all the fun things that are going to happen. And so right here at the beginning, let me just think if there's any important, like, since you guys are here now, any stuff to get out of the way. I do want to wish you guys a happy month of May. Happy Maytember, everybody. So we're recording this episode a little bit before, but it's coming out in the holy month of Maytember, a holy month for Nate heads, derogatory, and Natriots, complimentary, worldwide. And so it's the holy month of May is when we're celebrating this, beginning on the most holiest of days of Maytember the 1st, May 1st. And by the way, did you guys know? The lore is beginning already. Did you know that May, I looked this up ahead of time because I was like, let's make May an official holy month for Natriots worldwide. And that's remember guys, that's the complimentary term, and then Nate heads is the cruel slur that only I'm allowed to say, and fellow Nate heads, because it's our word and we've reclaimed it. May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. I don't know if you're aware of this, but it is true. And I thought, man, talk about a redundant concept, being the day in recognition of Nate heads. Mental health disturbances go hand in hand. This is just the same thing being said twice. So I thought, what a perfect month to establish as our holy month of recognition and prayer.
Is this going to premiere on May 1st?
This comes out May 2nd. I think this episode is on May
2nd.
May 1st will be our announcement thing that everyone's going to see.
Okay.
So that's the big day, and then this will be the following day, our first episode. Okay, so there you go. That's my housekeeping. And I will wish a wonderful Maytember to everyone except our arch nemesis, He Who Copes. He Who Copes in the corner. I wish him a bad Maytember. I wish for him to sneed and suffer and pass away from this earth, giving me back what is rightfully mine. And that's all I have to say about that. We will address He Who Copes another day. Okay, we'll talk about that later.
I feel like I'm missing on some kind of lore of some kind.
It's something to be talked about another day. Forgive me. We're going to be cryptic, but we'll talk about it another time. Okay, so anyway. Noni, yeah, you have something to say?
You think because it's the first episode, there won't be as much lore, but there is a lot.
The deep lore has begun immediately, I promise. We've been
episode 1
Internet
iceberg.
Genius Industries.
Episode 1
right.
the Nate podcast
He
iceberg.
Who Copes is up there. Let me tell you. One day I'll tell you guys the story. One day you'll find out everything.
Okay.
But not today.
Cliffhanger.
So the subject of today's episode is about new games good sometimes?
Question mark?
So every man here, a question mark, very much so. Every man here hates with a burning passion every video game released post, I'm going to say the year 2000. They're all bad. There's none of them are good, but some of them slip through the cracks and miraculously aren't the worst thing of all time. So
That's interesting you
do.
chose 2000 because I've heard that some people now consider the PS2 era as like borderline retro.
Yeah,
like, what?
It's true.
Shout outs to the
same
PS2
generation
era.
as the Wii, right?
I think the PS2 era is a definite transition era from retro into modern. It's like the midway point between the two. You can see it as a real bridge. So
yeah. But
with that spirit in mind, I've decided if PS2 is retro, then PS4 is close enough to new. That's my policy here. Because some of these answers, I might be cheating just a tad, just a little
Dude, Bloodborne's
bit.
a classic game for boomers and old heads. Nobody even remembers that game anymore. That game's so old, they're making a movie out of it, if you can believe it.
They tried to remake
Thank
it,
you,
and From Software like, no, playa. So a big
Did they try to
W.
remake Bloodborne?
We're starting with a big W for FromSoft for shutting down.
Oh, yes.
I think what happened is Miyazaki heard our podcast episode and he's like, no,
that's it.
I cannot allow this to happen to my beloved Bloodborne. And
if
we
you refer
saved
to
gaming.
the charts,
We pretty much just single-handedly saved gaming with our last
We absolutely
episode.
did. If everybody can just refer to the materials on the walls here, you will see that we at Internet Genius Studios canonically exist in a world where this podcast has solved all problems on Earth. They are all solved. Which has left it. We've cured cancer. We've banned all remakes. That was that was actually the most important thing. We've eliminated
number one, way
hunger.
before curing cancer. First step.
You're right. That was a way higher priority. It's true. It's true. Let's get our priorities straight, people. And so now that we've solved all those, we can get into the things that truly matter, like what's a good video game and what's your favorite anime, and et cetera, et cetera. The question goes on.
Nice.
Noni, commentary from you.
Here's a question.
Yeah.
When did the PS2 come out? Like 1999 or like the
2001?
2000?
Yeah,
Right around there?
early 2000s, 2001-ish. I should memorize.
'Cause I
should
got
have
it
this
with
tattooed on my hand. I mean,
Well,
I should know
I got
this.
Final Fantasy X right when it came out, so that would be right around 2001, I think.
Yes.
Maybe 2002, but I think it was 2001, if I remember
It's
correctly.
definitely in there, yeah.
But what was I going to say? The Wii U. Sorry, no. The original Wii was also roughly the same time that the PS2 came out, right? Am I?
No, that's
No.
360 era. That's
360.
Oh, that's the next generation.
Yes.
Oh, really? Oh my. Dude,
it's
'cause
PS3,
I was just going to say
360 era is the Wii era.
the Wii is a boomer, old head, classic console now.
Yes.
Actually, doesn't the Wii feel older than the PS2?
It does.
I kind of think that it
does. I think
guess
the
'cause it's
Wii
gimmick
breaks
aged.
the rules of time and physics
Yeah.
because it's always existed and it will always exist. The Wii does not care about console generations. If you go into like an old boomer's house and you ask them, hey, do you have the new game console? They're like, yeah. And they point to a Wii.
I want to play some Nintendo. I want to play. Dude, Wii bowling was fire.
Wii rules.
Tennis was
the
great.
Wii has really, really grown on me over the years.
Wii Sports was so good.
It is insane to talk about that like specific generation of consoles and be like, oh, the Xbox 360 was like era defined with online and all of that new like stuff and making it like
I
more
always
mainstream.
hated the 360 and I still do. Sony
As
kids
you
for
said,
life.
I guess
Fuck
Microsoft
the
hates it too.
Xboxers. Yeah.
I didn't know. Nate, are you a 360 guy or a PS3 guy?
No, I'm a PS2 guy. I'm a Final Fantasy head. Fuck Xbox. Fuck everybody that had an Xbox. I did go over to my friend's house that had Xbox when I wanted to play Fable, though. So thanks for that, Colin. Appreciate that, buddy.
I was one of those guys during the 6th generation. That was my peak casual gaming. So I had the dark ages like many millennials do, where the PS3 360 era wasn't really gaming that much. But during the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube era, I was max gamer. I had all three, baby. Console wars, I am the console lord. I had all three. So when you come over to my house, it's like, oh, you have Halo? I got Halo. Dude. You got whatever PS2 game? I got the PS2 game. You want to play GameCube? I got you covered. All three.
I dreamed of being that kid, man. I was not.
But that was the only generation I did that with. I didn't do that with any other generation. Well, except
it's unsustainable.
Later on.
You can't keep that going on for a life. I do not have a PS5. I know you do, Mark. You've offered to let me borrow it to play some stuff.
It just sits here. I
have not played it since then?
Not in a year. It just sits here. I haven't
not
played
in
it since
year.
VF5.
Because there's 0 games. There's
nothing.
Games.
There is absolutely nothing. Oh, I only played it to play the shitty Demon Souls remake to critique it.
Right, yeah.
So whenever that was, which is almost a year ago now,
that was like 2-3 years ago.
It was the last time I played my PS5, and it just sits here.
Wow.
And what's ironic is I've actually played my PS4, but not my PS5.
Dude,
yeah. I play my Switch like all the time, and I kind of ignore my other consoles. Well, I guess I don't play it that much, but I do play it a lot. Dude, I've got this system at my house now where I've rigged up I've got these really long HDMI connector cables.
Yes.
And I've got several TVs within cable distance from my computer. So now, anywhere I want, including my living room TV, which is a gigantic 70-inch screen or something, I can just hook up my whatever computer game I want to play, and I have remote controls, and I've got really long cords to play with a controller and stuff. I can play anything I want on any of my screens, and it's totally sick. And I've become a god of my domain, and
nice.
Mostly playing things like Slay the Spire, because that's the roguelites that I enjoy.
Are you playing Slay the Spire 2? Because that just came out.
That's what I meant to say, yes. I used to play Slay the Spire 1 on my Switch. Now I've got Slay the Spire 2 on PC. And I did buy it. I actually bought it for once because I wanted updates and not to have to, do my sneaky bullshit of getting pirated updates for that game. And I played the original and loved Slay the Spire 1 so much. I figured I might as well. And you know what? Let me just say, so this leads into our subject for today, which is, I was going to start with another game, but let's just get into this one right now. Our subject today is new games that are good, and it's I just asked everybody to pick some games from recent years. I didn't give a time frame, but relatively new games.
Thank God. He left a
like.
loophole.
Right. I bet you had to go back a ways.
There was a loophole, and I exploited it. Let me tell you.
Well, I'm excited to see what you have to say. But
everything came out after the 2000, my exact age.
Yeah, holy shit. I can't believe how young you are, how old and decrepit I am.
When you guys are like, oh, I owned the PS2, that was my era, I'm like, I was 4 years old when that was happening.
One, I guess, when we were doing that.
We are hitting the retirement home of internet online content creators for gaming. Because
this is our last gasp.
The Gen X guys are bouncing. They're disappearing.
Yeah,
they're evaporating
retiring
from YouTube. So now we are the old ass people, the millennials, and we're like, oh, we played the 64, and Gen Z are like, what's a 64, dude?
They have no idea.
You mean the GameCube? You mean the GameCube? No, there was something before the GameCube called an N64.
Dude, I mean, Mario 64 is thought of as archaic technology from a lost era.
And
to
what's
any
crazy
of the kids
is
today.
I think a lot of Gen Z guys played Mario 64 on the Wii, not on
That's
the N64.
right.
Because the Wii Virtual Console, another reason why I like it, is actually pretty impressive in terms of the library. It wasn't perfect in terms of the emulation, but for Nintendo, pretty impressive. So, yeah.
I played Mario 64 on the DS version where you can play as four different characters. That wasn't the first time. That was the first time I really played the game extensely. Yes, that was my first
That's a wild
immersion.
version. The DS version, Mario
was great.
64,
I loved it.
is so different. It's like a
it's a whole different ball game.
Remake, not a remake, but it's like a
I
don't even know what to call it. It's like a
lateral move with lots of changes.
The controls are completely different. The characters are completely different. It added all this different stuff. Added battle mode and it was a whole beast, dude. It was a completely different game from the N64 version.
Holy shit! These kids listening right now are like, enough with the unk slop,
Exactly.
old man.
But
Get
isn't
to the-
this
yes,
an
Noni's saying
isn't
it.
this Unk Slop like podcast? Isn't that like
This is the Unk Slop
I
podcast.
am
That's
not
very
an
true.
unk. I shall never be an unk.
One day
it
you're
happens
gonna be
to
just
us all?
like us, Noni.
The Unk
Old,
power
out
comes
of
for you.
touch,
Yeah.
dead inside and out. Yeah.
I've played Mario 64, but it was not on a DS or a port. It was the PC mod.
That's cool.
The one that you just
Okay.
like, get
That's
an
cool. The
executable.
PC
And it-
recomp. Yeah, shout out to
Yes.
the
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
right.
that's how I
Did
play it.
Nintendo did Nintendo break down your door and assassinate you the second you installed it?
A good luck reaching me. Godspeed to them.
Oh, we should mention. So Noni is a mystery brown man, self-described, from undisclosed location, phoning in from an underground bunker that shall never be exposed
The only
to the light
person
of
who
day.
is safe from Nintendo then. The only person.
Basically, it's true. It's true. So he's phoning in, pray that the phone lines don't get cut because there's no hope for him otherwise.
Yeah, I'm glad
was
we've
so
opened up
adamant.
recomps because that's going to be one of my points. So
Oh yeah.
Yes. I also
Okay,
have like.
okay.
I'm going to
yes.
count it. I'm going to count a
Yes.
recomp as one of
Okay,
the
I
choices.
feel underprepared now. Mine are gonna be like obvious and lame. But okay. So we're gonna go round robin. Let's start with some the main subject. Okay, so I'll just say it now because we mentioned it before. I am gonna whip out. This is the lowest brow, most cringe choice. But I will just say what I already said. Slay the Spire 2 and Slay the Spire 1 too. I was introduced to Slay the Spire 1 when I got together with my buddies. Actually, if you recall, Kingdom Hearts 102 featured a bunch of my friends from real life that I went to college with. And for any Natriots out there and the lowly Nate heads, my buddy Rich. Oh, and I should say just right now, Rich and John, who are both there, they made a game called Seedborne Soldiers, baby. Boo, 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 boo. And you should all go play it and buy it right now. I'm going to link it. I'm going to be plugging Seedborne Soldiers every fucking episode of the show until every motherfucker out there goes and buys my friend's game, which is fun, and I demand you play it. And you should play Terra and go for an Earth build. It's broken as fuck and would highly recommend. So go pay the like $6 or whatever and buy my friend's game. They were in Kingdom Hearts 102. It was totally cool. Okay, anyway. Seedborne Soldiers, people, available now on Steam. Go play it. I was saying that, so Rich, like years ago, turned me on to Slay the Spire 1. And we played a couple of runs. I didn't get it, obviously. But then a little bit of time passed, and I was playing it here and there.
I like to imagine this scenario like very similar to when you go to a high school house party, and he's like,
Yeah.
you ever tried this? And then that was the
Weed.
beginning. That was the
Yes.
beginning.
I mean, it was like a drug. It really was drug-like. It was like giving me weed. We hate weed on this podcast, by the way. This is an anti-weed podcast. If you like weed, unsubscribe right now. Delete yourself from real life.
God
what was I saying?
damn.
Yeah, that's right. We're taking a stance on this. Well, you see, because weed makes you dumb. This is a genius podcast. You have to be high
That is
IQ.
true. You have to.
Mensa
you have
members
to
only,
Protect
you know?
the serotonin and all that. Or
What
whatever.
about heroin, though? What about heroin?
Does heroin make you smart?
Is heroin
that like
cool,
that Lucy
Nate?
drug
Is
that makes
heroin
you use
cool?
100% of your brain?
Is
Heroin's cool.
Nate, what about
Heroin
cocaine,
does kind
Nate?
of help you lose weight a little bit.
I think I'm legally obligated to endorse Adderall, cocaine,
Yeah, okay.
cigarettes.
Yeah, I like this. We're all about the uppers
Maybe
here.
booze?
We're 80s
I don't,
babies here.
I don't know.
We're all
like
about
Hemingway
snorting
drank a lot of
lines
booze, right?
and getting shit
I don't
done.
know. Yes, cocaine is the thinking man's drug, no doubt about it. What were we talking about?
Well, it's funny, Nate.
Okay,
It's funny, Nate, because in a really old video of mine, I talked about there was this trend a while ago. It was an interesting one where all these people would have these videos that were talking about why isn't gaming fun anymore? Why is gaming lame? And I was talking about why that is. I compared it to drugs. I said the current style of game design are downers. They're meant to put you in
like
this
Last of Us 2.
Exactly. They're meant to put you in this catatonic sort of just passive flow is the technical term for this. The updating.
Okay.
That,
Okay.
This is even research. It's called passive flow. That's what you do when you're on social media and you're doom scrolling. That's called passive flow.
This is some genius content, right?
Yes, this is certified genius content. Versus if you're like, let's say, working out or getting, playing sports, playing music.
Jelking? Perhaps jelking?
I don't know what
That's an active
jelking
activity.
is. I don't know what jelking is.
We'll get into another time.
Okay. So I can't co-sign that because I don't quite know what it is. But
Fair.
anyway,
People know.
but like activities that you're mentally very engaged in, you're focusing on. So I would say difficult games, arcade games, skill-based games, PvP games, competitive games. Those are uppers. So that's active flow. So the cocaine analogy is very apt here. Very accurate.
It is, and it's actually interesting that you should mention that, because this first game I'm starting with, I think, is the only game that I really consider. It's like, okay, I used to play League of Legends, and I despise League of Legends now, even though I had a great time playing with my friends. It was like a friend activity we did. But like, I look back at it now, and I just see like a huge time sink. And I spent like a little money on it, not anything like ridiculous, but I'm like, wow, what a waste that all was. Resent it deeply. I wish I'd done something else. I wish me and my friends had done something else instead of that, because it was fun. Even though, whatever, I appreciate it was a platform to play with my friends. That was cool. But so Slay the Spire 2 kind of is a downer, but this is a far more nefarious example than anything. And I'm getting my shame out of the way right away. Which is to say, so
Nate,
my friends...
I'll give you
an
assist because I'm being positive boy this episode, and we're being positive boys.
Okay.
So all of these synergy meta progression games I'm very critical of, but I've heard through the grapevine in my research for these synergy meta progression games that Slay the Spire 2 is like the god king of the synergy meta progression games. And
yes.
It actually attempts to have balance and strategy, and that the developers actually recently did some sort of balance patch that pissed people off.
Multiple of those. Yeah.
So
they've been modifying bosses to make them like some of them were like totally brain dead. Now they're harder. They're tweaking them with different mechanics. So yes, that's very much happening.
So this is something I've been thinking about a lot recently. It's like when you have styles of design, even styles of design that I'm not a huge fan of, like these meta progression games. This will bring up with another pick of mine. When you end up being the leader of that style of design, like the king, the god.
Slay the Spire is the king, no doubt.
Yes.
No doubt.
When you end up in that leadership position, you can't follow trends anymore. You can't just be like, oh, we'll be like Slay the Spire, because you are Slay the Spire. And so what often happens that's really interesting is in these positions, what can happen is these developers will start to push against the very paradigm that they've established because they need to lead it somewhere. So basically most other synergy builder games, if they find a bunch of broken ass builds and stuff like that, they're like, oh, that's fine. But if you're in this leadership position, I do respect that they're like, all right, we have to actually balance this. So I'll give it that.
I mean, it's an early
I'm
access
being
game,
positive
so
here.
it's inherently unfinished. Right, yeah. So like, they're gonna make changes, they're gonna make updates, and I wasn't in on Slay the Spire when like the first one came out in particular, so I understand that there were lots of patches and things changed over time. I just wasn't there for it. But this game is going through that right now, and I'm seeing the active changes as they happen. And so let me just say this. I do feel that it's sort of just like more of a make yourself retarded, just go into the flow state, but not exactly, because as you say, there are builds. Okay, let me just finish my getting into it. It's just that I want to give a shout out to my boy Amaz, YouTube streamer, used to do Hearthstone, now is like a Slay the Spire streamer. So I played the game, had fun, got stuck, looked around, watched a bunch of YouTubers doing runs, as you do for these kind of roguelite type. I think it's light, Lite, I think is what it is. Is it a roguelike or roguelite?
So I've been researching this. I've been researching this, Nate. You're in luck. You have an internet genius here. So basically, the distinction between roguelite and roguelike in 2026 essentially does not exist anymore because people who make roguelites and roguelikes no longer care about that distinction, and so they'll just label it whatever the hell they want. So you're gonna what's gonna happen is no matter what answer you give, it will be wrong because it's just a mess. Because some people be like, oh no, it's a roguelite. Oh no, it's a roguelike. No, it's actually this. It's like the definition. Dude, the distinction of the definitions has like broken down at this point. So I would say I think the idea is that it's roguelite, but always be just aware that someone's gonna be like, actually no, it's a roguelike or whatever. That's just gonna happen. And basically, if you want a true proper roguelike, you need to find games that are labeled traditional roguelike That is the new term. And then anything that is labeled roguelike now would be essentially a roguelite. And then stuff that's labeled roguelite is like super roguelite. So yeah, it's a confusing mess, no doubt about it.
Noni, were you saying something?
I might be that somewhat. Okay.
Yeah, break it down.
Okay. A challenger appears.
Okay. Mark is right. But it's one of those like, term made up by like the community. So it's like, are the developers really following it or not? Like exactly one-to-one.
Exactly.
I think it's a quantity thing, as far as I understand it. I think roguelikes are stuff like Slay the Spire, where it's like, hey, the elements are like random. It's a card game.
They're like the game Rogue is like where it comes from, right? That's rogue-like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Rogue.
Yeah.
Whereas
But none of them are
roguelite
super
is
like
different.
rogue
like
anymore.
Vampire
It's a thing.
Survivors is a roguelite because it is not like Rogue. It is only in a light way
I don't
connected
think
to
that's
it,
what-
right?
I don't
Isn't
think
that what it means? I thought that's what it meant, goddammit.
Here's what I think it means. Also, I'll also,
Okay.
like Mark said, I'll also probably
It
just
gets
be wrong.
extremely technical because
Yeah.
meta progression
Okay.
gets mixed in.
Yeah.
I believe
I
the
think-
original Rogue did not have meta progression. The original Rogue was run-based completely.
I think you're right. I think
I
you're right.
think-
So all
think
of
it's a-
these are not as based as the original
Yeah.
Rogue. Let us just establish
Yeah,
that
I
right
just
now.
acknowledge that, obviously. I think it's it's the quantity. Like, the more randomness the game has, the more rogue it is. So, like, a roguelike is like, max randomness. Like, Slay the Spire, everyone is different. The cards you
Yeah.
get are different.
Well,
Roguelites are like, hey, the map might be slightly different. Or, like, maybe we'll, like, spice it up a little bit in your second or third playthrough. I think that's the
Okay.
distinction.
if you say so, this came up, and I was looking into the definition because the Seedborne Soldiers game made by my buddies at Wobble Hat Studios, Rich and John, they so I made the trailer for them. I edited it for fun because I wanted to. It was fun, and so it's fun. Go watch my silly edits and stuff. And in the trailer, there was a lot. They wanted to say like it's a roguelike or a roguelite. Now I used one of those terms, and they approved it. I just can't remember which one it is right now. now that
I'll
it's
help
been
you
like a
with.
while since
We'll
I
at
made
least
that.
settle on this fact. There's a fact
Okay.
I'll give us. On the Steam page, Slay the Spire lists itself
Yes.
as a rogue-like.
Like,
A
That's-
roguelike with a K. Okay.
Yes.
With a K.
Okay.
That's
Yes.
what it lists
That
itself
question
as.
settled.
So we'll just do that. It's a rogue-like
Okay, it's a roguelike.
according to
Got it.
Slay the Spire developers.
It's like Rogue. So I would. You've known it. Yeah. Go ahead.
I think Rogue is just the name that stuck. I think
Yeah.
the Rogue part of the name is just how random it is, I guess.
I thought it had a real. Can you
Rogue
clarify
is
that,
a
Mark,
real.
since you've been
Rogue
doing
is
research?
a real game. Yes, Rogue is a
It
real
refers
Yeah,
to a
Rogue is-
real
yeah, Rogue is
specific
a
game.
real-
PC
Yeah.
game that had that was run based, and so
Yes.
Rogue likes should be run based with RNG. That's kind of the idea.
Yeah.
But then
Yeah, okay.
it gets really technical and complicated after that. So because then it's like, how much meta progression does it have? How much
Right.
like Noni said, how much randomization does it have?
Yeah.
And then there's like conferences or something where people are trying to decide what the definition
Right.
is and stuff. So
Dude, it's like the ancient
let's just
debate
go with
about
what the developer
Metroidvanias.
says, and the developer
okay.
says it's a roguelike.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, there is a little thing because again, to Mark's point about like it's all a little bit. I played a game called it's called like Crown's Gambit, and for
Okay.
all intents and purposes, it's like single player, story focused. Like just making choices. But when you play it, like some of the events you might encounter on the map are like a little bit different. Like some NPCs you meet
Okay.
here, if you choose this, some NPCs you don't. So the Steam listed as a roguelite, which is
Yes.
yeah.
I guess.
Dude,
okay.
wait, I'm losing
All right.
track.
I think I've
What
got it.
makes
I,
it
th-
light?
I think I've got it. I think I've got it, Nate.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I think I've got it. It just as a very basic definition here. Roguelikes are games that are built from the ground up to be like Rogue.
Okay.
Roguelite is when you take a game that's not like Rogue, like Vampire Survivors, and you
Yes,
just add in Rogue type of meta progression elements into it. I think that's the distinction. That's very simple to get a hold of. So basically, you can turn anything into a roguelite. You could take a beat 'em up, and turn that into a roguelite.
Make it into runs somehow. Now it's a roguelite.
Yes, with meta progression and randomization and all of that stuff. But again, if you want an actual roguelike, then you need to find games with the tag traditional roguelike.
So but it does kind of ultimately come down to roguelikes are going to fundamentally be similar to Rogue and are like built around it from the ground up. It seems, right? Is that right?
Oh no.
That's what he just said, right? Am I crazy?
I just opened the Vampire Survivor Steam page to just look at what they say.
I'm sorry to tell you. Yeah, but Vampire Survivors.
What do they say? What do they say?
They probably say roguelike.
They say roguelite, but next to that they say action roguelike.
Exactly.
What the fuck?
This is exactly what I was saying at the beginning,
There has to
Nate.
be a separation.
That's what I was saying. No, because what they're doing is they just want to have maximum marketing. So they'll throw they put bullet hell in here. And let me tell you, I made an entire video about it.
This
is not bullet hell. This is not bullet hell.
No? Okay.
Don't get me started.
You're the expert. You would
Do
know.
not get me started on this. It is not bullet hell.
On that. Okay, I'm going to put the developers in a bullet hell if they keep this one up. That's for sure.
Goddamn right. But see, there you go.
like
So you've
Death
got
Rat here on the
roguelike, you've got roguelites listed on the same games. I feel like I trust Slay the Spire a little bit more than Vampire Survivors here. So
I trust them very much. Yeah.
Let's go with roguelike.
Okay, roguelike. Okay, all that is to say, I like the game, and it's fun to play. Okay, no, I was just saying I couldn't get into it. I did play a bunch of runs, whatever. I was just going to say that I then started watching streamers do it, and the problem with most streamers that do these like run-based games is that they're autistic men that really care about min-maxing like all the time. That fucking sucks. It's horrific. It's a nightmare. Like, just for example, there's this guy, Life Coach, and a lot of these guys like stream and then they make videos on YouTube about it, whatever. I haven't even watched the guy, but I just know that his reputation is that he takes forever, but he'll get like 100 run win streaks. So like it works, but it's boring as fuck. And I watched a bunch of other people. I'm not even gonna name anybody else. I didn't even watch him, so it's not a real criticism of him. Other people I did watch, and they sucked ass, and I could not care less. However, one man rose above the fray and is my hero in Slay the Spire, and his name is Amaz. And I love Amaz. He's this lovely Chinese boy who's very funny and says a lot of silly Chinese words I can't understand, but he's hilarious. And the most important thing is he just fucking sprints. He goes. He does not let it stop him. He just makes the build. Click, random, click and clack. He's just going, speeding. Click it. I'm doing the build. Okay, I'm changing. I'm pivoting. I'm making a new build. It's the best way to consume it because it's all about like getting lots of runs done, and you learn through the failures and the successes. And so, Amaz, you're my Slay the Spire hero, buddy. I love you. Keep up the great work. I've been loving the Slay the Spire 2 stuff. And so it's great. So all that is to say, love Amaz. Shout out to Amaz. All that is to say, I have been playing runs of Slay the Spire 2, and while it is sort of like you a little bit shut your brain off and just let it wash over you, and you're like, okay, I'm playing silent, I'm doing a discard build, I've got Sly, oh my god, like all my cards just play themselves. It does sort of follow one of those patterns. You do need to have your brain on, especially at the beginning of a run, and like decide the direction, make resource choices, cut things that you don't want. You're definitely thinking. You're not sitting there brain dead. Sometimes I might feel that way a little bit, but the game is great. Have either of you played Slay the Spire at all? I should have asked.
Nate, this is a style of gaming that it would be extremely hard to get me to play these games. It's like
I imagine
the
so,
complete
I don't
opposite
normally play
of my
them,
taste. So
yeah.
I'm trying to be a positive boy and respect it intellectually, but no, I do not play these types of games.
That's right.
Oh, baby.
Well, save the negativity for next episode. We'll have plenty of stuff to talk about when we get there. Noni, you haven't played it, have you?
I've played it like today because of this podcast.
Okay.
I got.
Look at you doing your homework. I'm so proud.
I got Slay the Spire like a week or two ago. Like as a birthday gift from a friend.
Cool.
Didn't launch it, didn't use it.
Oh wait, one or two?
I played it. I got two.
Okay. Yeah.
I played it specifically for this.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. it's cool. I finished a couple of runs, sat there for like I think 2 hours or 3. Just finished a couple of runs. Like, damn, this is neat.
Yeah.
I hate games without a goal. I hate games that I'm like, man.
Okay, I hear you.
Noni and me we're forming a crew right now. Yes, I agree.
I'm assembling a team of idiots who don't get why this game is good. No, okay. I get you. I totally understand, and normally I feel the exact same way. It's rare that I crack open my heart and let this get in. And I will just say, in not even defense, but just in explanation, this is the kind of game
you don't have
the
to
more
explain
you play,
yourself to us,
the more
Nate.
you get out of it.
You can do
right?
your thing. You can play Slay the Spire too. It's okay. We
The
accept
people in the comments will
accept you
eat
for
your
who you
hearts. He'll tear you limb from limb for this take. But look, again, what would I say before? I said I was doing runs, wasn't even that into it. I was right where Noni is right now, like when I first started. It was when I started watching streams, and I got into it, and I got looped in, and I was like, holy shit, it actually feels so good to do a bunch of runs and pull off like a sick deck. I'm not particularly good. I'm honestly pretty bad at video games generally, but I have persistence. And this isn't the game that's like an action, like a character action game, like my beloved Kingdom Hearts 2 or whatever, that you just like get good and then you can just dab on all the enemies forever. This is a very different kind of skill. I'm just saying, it's really satisfying. My brother, like Ben, was telling me about Mugenics. Like, there's lots of games like that that are like similar to that way. You just immerse, you learn the mechanics, you feel good, blah, blah, blah. This is one of them. I mean, obviously, that's like video games in general. Yeah,
I am forming, this league, secret league with Mark, because I feel all the negative arguments about why that's bad, or like
it is bad. It is bad. I concede.
Okay,
that certainly is true.
Admitting is the first step, Nate. We're getting there. We're getting there.
I
Rehab
normally
next
don't.
week.
I swear this has never happened before. But yes, okay. Next week we'll.
Yeah,
I can talk about League of Legends next week or something. Oh, it'll be great. Okay,
I can
okay.
be positive. I can be positive about Slay the Spire in like the few runs I did.
You don't have to. You do not have to. I'm saying I'm happy to argue about it.
It's an indie game. I like indie games just based on default, made by real human beings. Lamau.
Yeah.
There is variety. Like Slay the Spire gets around.
There is variety.
Yeah. Slay the Spire gets around my most biggest criticisms of roguelites or roguelikes, which is like, hey, if I get a bunch of good cards, I'm OP and I win, and if I don't, fuck me.
It's
I guess
true.
There is a lot of just varied like strategies and cards that I'm like, I've so far in like the 4 runs or so I did, never felt like stuck. Even when I'm like, ooh, I'm not as powerful as when I was playing like
it can
another
happen,
guy.
but yeah.
Hadn't happened to me, thankfully.
Well, okay. Look, we've been talking for a bunch about this. We'll get on some other games. Let me just make one last point, which is a little bit of a tangent, but I tweeted about this the other day. I just want to let the world know. So, look, I'm something of a...
Nate, I am reading through the comments on Slay the Spire 2 in the Steam reviews, and there's a bunch of people mad that it's like hard and stuff like that, so...
Eat shit and die,
I appreciate
commenters!
that. I appreciate that, though. You know what's funny is whenever I see a game on Steam and has a bunch of negative reviews, then I go through and read it, and all the negative reviews are like, it's too hard, or it made me make choices. I'm like, oh, this might be a real game.
It made me make choices.
It made me think. It made me actually have to like try.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be shocked
Obviously,
at like
we
how
intellectuals.
blatant some of these things are. But
I mean,
yeah, whenever I
this
see
is
that
just
on
like-
Steam or in like reviews, I'm like, this might be a real game, like the real game detected.
Right. This is a. I promise, this is a real game. You can. I mean, it's like a card game. Like, people are making the cards. There's humans back, Mega Critter. But I actually don't know like anything about the studio or the people. It's an indie game, but these guys just like made something really cool. Everybody loved it. They're making like an updated, more polished, fixing some of like the broken mechanics from the first. Like, Wraith Form was way too fucking good in the first game. Gotta get rid of that shit. Blah blah blah. But a bunch of other ones too. So good things are happening. Okay, so let me just say one and sorry about people making it being mad. I do think there's like a little bit of like light controversy, maybe just criticism, that like, as you said before, they're making the bosses way harder. The bosses are brain dead easy, or they were at the very release of the game when I started playing, which was like day 1 when it came out, because I love Slay the Spire. And now they're making like what's it called? Like the doorkeeper, the guy that like comes through the door. You guys don't know probably, but well, maybe nobody knows. But the door guy, he had like no mechanic. Now he's got like a busted ass mechanic that like deletes your cards, things cost extra energy, et cetera, et cetera. A bunch of stuff's going on. Yeah, okay, so you did find it. Okay.
Actually, specifically that, I think like I Googled it because like I didn't Google it because it was like because he had the infinite symbol. It was just a glitch for me. It had the infinite symbol. I'm like, what is happening?
That's
here?
his first turn.
Yeah. But it just didn't move on from that, so I had to reload.
It actually glitched on you, really?
Yeah. So like,
Mega crit, buddy, pack it up. Give this man a refund.
I was like, am I missing something? No, but the thing is, I looked him up, and actually, the first Reddit thread I found was people complaining about like, damn, they removed a lot of infinites from the game. Now to make a really good deck, you need to wait until you beat one of the bosses.
Yeah. Dude, I can't even stack focus with defects anymore.
Yes, I literally saw people commenting about that shit.
Yeah.
I saw that.
It's so funny because like in arcade design, right? Like in a fighting game, if there's an infinite, it has to be removed. It has to be removed.
It
is
does.
considered like an absolute game design disaster that there's infinites.
Yep.
But with a lot of these synergy games, it's like it's not a bug. It's a feature, baby.
It is a feature.
You can one-shot the entire game, baby. It's like.
Well, I think it really is a feature because you have to manipulate your deck to even be in a position where you might be able to do that. So, like, right then, it's like a whole different. It's not like a fighting game where the character is the same every time. They either have an infinite or they don't. This is a whole different scenario where you're building your deck and you have to trim cards and add the right cards and maybe give yourself like extra energy, like trinkets or whatever. So, whole different ball game. But okay, I'll say my last point about Slay the Spire 2 and we can move on.
Okay. So,
I was just going to say that there is one card that is deep in my heart and I'll tell people about it right now. So, I'm known a little bit, in some places as a bit of a Gurren Lagann guy, right? Some people know me as enjoying himself a Tengen Toppa from time to time. But I grew up in the era when Gurren Lagann core drills were everywhere, and people wore them to anime conventions. And look, there was a friend of mine, good guy, but he wore his core drill around, and that was cringe. Okay, I was cringe too, but this was his form of cringe, and even I didn't wear a core drill because it was just too nerd tacky anime guy, So, all this is to say, I find a lot of Gurren Lagann references in other things are pretty freaking cringe, are pretty, like, not good and lame, and I roll my eyes at them, even though I'm a Gurren Lagann guy. I have a statue of Kami I'm looking at right now. This channel is themed around Gurren Lagann. My entire YouTube existence is largely predicated on my love of Gurren Lagann and how it means so much to me to this day. Okay, that being said, I have a very critical eye for, like, cheap, lame references like, there's a drill in the show, it's just like Gurren Lagann, that's so cool, dude. Oh, he pointed up, he stood with his arms crossed like Simone, that's so cool, dude. No, that's not cool, that's lame, that's surface level, that's cringe. Kill yourself right now if you even think about putting that into your show. It's like the Akira slide. Let's put the Akira slide and everything. It's so fun. I love making unrelated scenes have an Akira slide so that I, the animator, can jack off to how cool I am because I did a reference that everyone fucking does because we're all millennials and watched fucking Akira. Okay, forget all that. What I have to say is something extremely positive. I found a Gurren Lagann reference that is pure, uncut Kino. And it is in Slay the Spire 2. And it is, of course, I'm sure all the people who played the game already know this, and it seems cringe. It looks cringe at first, but it's not cringe, and I'm going to explain why. There's a card called, what's it called? It's called Heavenly Spear. Oh, God, I should have pulled up the tweet ahead of time. Heavenly Drill, excuse me. Heavenly Drill. Okay, this card is it's just a big drill. He's doing a big drill, and Heavenly, Tengen, like, means heaven. It's the Tengen Toppa Giga Drill Breaker, basically. So, this card is clearly a Gurren Lagann reference by the Regent. And who is the Regent? The Regent is like a space alien guy who is like extremely lazy and has his minions do his fighting for him most of the time, basically. That's like his character. He's a new character in Slay the Spire 2. He's cool. He's weird. But he's like star-themed and stuff, much like this show that we're on right now. Okay, so the point is, this card, Heavenly Drill, it's obviously just a Gurren Lagann reference. Wow, great, big whoop, who cares, right? I care because the mechanics of the card so beautifully actually capture the real spirit of Spiral Power and Gurren Lagann itself that nobody's ever done it this well. And it's that when you play the card, okay, let me just go through my steps here. So the Regent is extremely anti-spiral coded in Gurren Lagann. Mark, I forget. Have you seen Gurren Lagann, Mark? I always forget.
I've only seen the beginning of Gurren Lagann, not the whole thing.
Okay, so you won't know anything I'm talking about, but that's okay. The people will know. I'll get through it quickly. It's just, the guy is extremely anti-spiral themed, aka or Lord Genome themed, but he's like a space guy. So there's lots of space stuff going on with him. That's point one. Point two, it's a drill. Okay, that's the initial point, obviously. Okay. Point three. The pose that the guy's doing looks a lot to me like the final Simone drill up pose from the final battle of Tingatopa Gurren Lagann Lagann Hen, the final movie, when he goes drill versus anti-spiral in the final clash. That may or may not be intentional, but nonetheless, it's a dude using a drill. Simone only did that one time in that form, so I feel like it might be reference to that. And finally, and most crucially, the fourth or fifth point or whatever it is, the ability of the Heavenly Drill is that when you use, it's an X card, it costs X amount of energy to play, which is interesting already, but when you use 4 energy or more to play that card, the X that you use to play it is doubled. This effect references the exponential growth power of Spiral Power from Gurren Lagann. So thematically, technically, gameplay-wise, everything about this card is an actual meaningful reference to Gurren Lagann, not a shallow drill. No, it's deep. It's thematic. Somebody thought about this. It makes sense. My only wish is that the abilities, that it wasn't like ×2, that it was like exponential growth in some way, but that would be too powerful for the card and would totally break the game, so they couldn't do that. It's restrained by the mechanics. That's okay. Regardless, super Kino. Heavenly Drill's fucking awesome. All other Gurren Lagann references are bad, except this one, but it was totally Kino and I loved it. So there you go. That's my point about why Slay the Spire 2 is good. Noni, any comment on that? Am I right?
So, Mark, what's your favorite game?
Okay, let's go on. Mark, let's immediately begin. Your turn, Mark.
Let's
do you got,
close
buddy?
this out with a review on Steam that says, after 43 hours, I would say the difficulty is too high. Probably the best to wait until the full release for some solid rebalance patch. And then at the end, it's fun to play, just too difficult, and makes the game frustrating. So
indeed.
I would consider that,
Indeed.
you know, this is not my style of gameplay, obviously. But I do appreciate that it's annoying its fan base with its difficulty. I do appreciate that.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's a great sign. Okay, well, thank you for that commentary, Mark. That is appreciated. So let's hear your game that I can shit on and make you feel bad for liking. What's a recent game that
feel
you've
free.
enjoyed?
This one is, I wanted to give everyone a sort of surprise pick here.
Sure.
So feel free to shit on this game. I would not have any issue with that. So I've been thinking a lot about, with modern design, modern sensibilities, something I'm very critical of, what would be an example of taking these values and doing something with them that classic design cannot do, that I think is unique and awesome? And so I have come across this game recently. It is not new, but it's PS4-ish era, so it counts.
Okay.
Which is
Sure.
Mario Maker. Mario Maker, I think, is probably one of the best Nintendo games in very many years, and it's actually genuinely creative. But what I like about Mario Maker that sets it apart from a lot of these kind of open world, aimless types of games like Noni was talking about is that it has a goal. It has limitations. It has a focus, the structure of the levels. And in that focus and structure, you can actually express yourself. So me and my family, we've been playing Mario Maker and sending each other to just the most troll levels possible. Just insane stuff. And it's something that Nintendo would never feel comfortable putting out difficulty-wise, but they're putting out the tools that people can engage with. But it is genuinely creative in the sense that you actually have to engage with it beyond just like passive flow. This is active flow. You have to stare at a blank screen and actively think, okay, how is the level going to come together?
Well,
where do I want to place
can I
the
say,
enemies?
Mark,
Yes.
It's funny that you say it's active because my favorite levels of there are the ones where you just hold right and you auto win as a bunch of bullshit happens around you.
Nate?
Why? Because they look cool. Because it looks cool. I like to watch the things explode and things go crazy. I don't like to do the levels. They're too hard. I'm bad at video games. I want it to play itself.
Nate.
I don't know. I just enjoy it. Am I stupid?
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a level like that for you.
Today?
But then at the very end, you have to fight like 5 enemies right at the end.
I mean, I do like those things too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying, I enjoy myself. Did you ever play the game Flower? The game Flower for like PS3 or whatever it was? Remember Flower?
It sounds
You just
familiar.
play as like the bee. It was a weird abstract game where you play as like the breeze capturing petals. There was actual gameplay in that game. Me and my buddies played in college. It was pretty kino, honestly. No, did you play it?
Yeah, it's I haven't played Flower, but I've played Journey. I'm pretty sure it's by the
Journey
same guy.
by the same people. That's right.
Oh,
That's
okay.
right. By the
It's
same
very
people.
Journey-like. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, the kind of like, I guess it is flow state. I'm just saying,
Yep.
What I like about Mario Maker is that there's not infinite, but there's tons of different ways that you can make levels, actually hard ones, or brain dead retard slop for people like me that just like to watch the colors explode.
Yeah, you
Holy
know what
shit,
I
am
think is different
stupid?
about Mario Maker, though, than a lot of games
What?
that, you kind of choose your own experience. That's a very modern design type of thing where
Yeah.
they just throw a bunch of stuff in there, and it's like, oh, if you want the game to be brain dead easy, you just do this and that. What I like about Mario Maker is that it is inherently a social game, and it's not what I think is cool about it isn't so much like me making my own level and then me like playing my own level and getting off on my own level. What I like about it is me like making a level for Nate and then punishing him with it and sending it to him and inflicting
God knows I deserve it.
and inflicting my design values on another player. That I think is really cool and something that modern games should do a lot more, where instead of you making your own experience and living your own bubble, instead you're able to take your tastes, your preferences, and send them to someone else, and they have to live in your world and do your rules and see where you're coming from. And then I got on this huge train of thought thinking about Mario Maker, and I thought, you know what would be amazing is if FromSoft made Souls Maker, and you could do all this crazy shit in Souls. And I was just sitting there like theory crafting. Okay, step 1, your bonfire is up on a ledge, and so you have to come down off the ledge, and then you can never get back up to that bonfire.
Wait, Mark.
And
Souls
then,
Maker. Do you mean just the indie game industry? It's all one big Souls Maker. That's just what they make. That's the only thing they make.
That's so true, Nate. But the thing they do is they make the whole like baby mode Souls. But imagine if I had Souls Maker, and I could just
You'd be a cruel god to us, no doubt.
Punishment. But then at the end, you're like, this is awesome. So you come off the ledge. You're down at the bottom. There's no armor. There's no. You have to do the grass from Demon Souls, so there's no elixir or anything. And then Estus, there's no Estus. And then you have to pick up the weapons as you go through the combat encounters. And the weapons have like low ass durability, so they snap and break.
Oh my god!
And so you have to route your weapons.
Stop
and then
this match.
Brutal, dude.
And then the entire checkpoint is like 35 minutes long with nothing in between. And there's no spells, there's no magic. You just got melee only all the way through. Double boss, no. Triple boss, baby. 3 bosses. Yes. And just keep it going.
And that's a Mark game.
If they made Souls Maker, I'm not reviewing another modern game ever. I'm just switching over. This is a Souls Maker channel, and we're doing crazy ass Souls builds, and this is what it is. Permadeath is in. Checkpoints are out.
Permadeath, jeez.
Yes, we're all about it. Because
wait, but isn't the whole point of a Souls game that there isn't permadeath? That's kind of a core concept. I'm calling you out on this one, buddy.
Well,
is that not true?
It's kind of halfway, because what's interesting about Souls is yes, but Souls has persistence, which a lot of other games don't. Which means, like for example, especially in Demon Souls, if you're fighting the Flame Lurker and you use up all your grass and humanities and all that, that's a permanent outcome. So then you have to go re-get the grass and stuff like that. I wish it would go further with all these elements. But Souls, because of that persistent world element, the fact that like there are some lingering consequences to what you do, it's not
world
permadeath,
tendency.
but it plays with it a little bit more than most other games.
Right.
So, Yeah, there could be. And actually, I think Demon Souls had a little bit of a type of system. It never got fully in there, but
with the world tendency stuff.
Yeah, they played with it a little bit, but they never took it all the way. So, yeah. Anyway, Soulsmaker, and so then I can make you a level, Nate, where you run down a hill. You just run from a boulder.
Yeah, where I just hold right, hold forward the whole time. Now we're talking. Now that sounds pretty good.
There's a boulder and you just run down a hill.
Mark, I've got to say, this choice of Mario Maker and Souls Maker is the game you actually want to play, is charming and delightful, and I happily accept it into the list of good games that have been made. Yeah. No, go on.
I shake your hand, Mark, even though I truly believe you're so cruel. And the more you kept going, the more I'm like,
wishes.
God damn.
Yes. Yes.
No,
but
you know what I like about this
imagine watching Nate have to stream that. If we could force Nate to stream his experience playing that.
Hey, if
weapons
the people
are snapping,
pay me to do it,
he's got barely
I'll do
any health.
anything.
He's fighting 3 bosses. I mean, that is.
Remember, people, this is a
entertaining.
business. I can be paid to do anything.
I'm not as familiar with Mario Maker, but I do know about like a little mechanic. I do just like this as a concept that like you can make the level as hard as like you want, or
there's insane difficulty in those.
But you gotta beat them. You gotta be good in. If you want to make the bullshit levels, you gotta be good at the game.
I remember I did some Mario Maker streams back, I don't know, a couple of years ago on wherever the fuck I was streaming to, maybe Twitch or something. And I mean, look, I'm pretty bad. There are people that are really, really good. I am not one of them. And I would spend, I think there wasn't a time I ended a stream without beating one level, but sometimes it would be like hours
That's awesome.
on one level trying to beat it. And frankly, that only scratches the surface.
That's
There were some that are way harder than
that.
Yeah, I mean, did you guys ever play I Want to Be the Guy?
Yes.
I bet you did, Mark.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's a little bit like that. Did you know it? Did you ever play it?
No.
That might be Unk Slop for you. I Want to Be the Guy.
Yeah, it is kind of Unk Slop. It's like old school internet Unk Slop. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I love that.
You know,
game.
what's the Zoomer version of it? There's a Zoomer version of it. There is.
Might be Mario Maker levels that are just like totally bullshit. No?
There's some newer ones. I know there are.
Yeah, there's like Ben and Fari. The one where like in like a cauldron climbing a mountain, I think.
Getting Over It.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's a cool game.
I get it.
That's a great pick. That's a cool game.
There is also like the one where like I think it's a new one or is about to release or has released. It's like the one where you control yourself walking, like each footstep as you're trying to hike a mountain.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
I've heard of this. Yeah.
Yes, I think those are the newer version of that. Here's the thing.
Just cut my thumb on my phone glass, which I shattered. Ouch! I'm bleeding a little bit. That's okay. I bleed for my craft. I'm sorry.
Here's the thing. I'll put my gamer credit, just so Mark doesn't boot me, from the league.
I don't have to ban you from the call. Okay.
Exactly. Here's the,
Imagine who would do such a thing.
I'm fine with difficult games. Example, Beat Super Meat Boys, the Dark Souls games, not Elden Ring because it's so fucking big. Not even because it's hard, because it's so fucking big.
It's too big. I agree. Too big.
Yo, that's very non-inclusive of you, Noni. Fuck you, buddy. There needs to be an easy mode accessible at any time. In every game, we should be legally mandated. Yes, obviously.
Honestly, if I'm being real, if I'm being truly, sincerely real, the thing about difficult games for me, even though like it's fine or whatever, it's time. It's time.
Yeah, I mean, like, fair.
If I sit down and I'm like, hey, am I gonna be able to beat this game in like the next week or two after my work shift, yes or no? If the answer is no, if it's too difficult for me to achieve it, I might just be like, I'll play it later, or like,
dude,
maybe
Noni's got to get back home to his 4 wives and 15 children. He's got a lot going on. He doesn't have time for this nonsense. Understandable. I mean, we're all adults here now, right? I mean, I remember the old days and I had infinite time to just try to beat a game over and over and over again. However, I will never yield to the cuckoldry of adulthood and say that we should, let's make our games easy. I don't think you're saying that. I'm just saying to the people that make that argument, I'm an adult, I don't have time to play hard games, then just kill yourself because you're already dead inside.
No.
Period. Point blank, period.
Capital. Underline italics.
Exactly. Yeah, fucking Comic Sans even.
Right. Oh, yeah.
me personally, whenever a new Souls game or like a new bullshit difficulty game comes out, I salute it. I'm like, I fought the fights at some point. I might fight it at, maybe. I think Silksong is considered a hard game. I think
It's considered harder. I think that's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
so
get to it.
Silksong's
All
one
right,
of my
we'll get
picks.
to it, boys.
Well, Silksong's one of my picks.
I suspect we may all have similar
Because
feelings about
maybe.
Gilk Gong, but
Yeah.
go on, Noni.
I guess you two went. I guess.
Oh yeah, I guess it's officially your turn now.
Yeah.
Oh wait, sorry, no, you already used it with getting over it. That was your Zoomer pick. Sorry, buddy. We're moving on.
Wrap it up.
Okay, all right, go on. What do you got?
I guess continuing the theme from early in the episode of saying I hate Nintendo.
Okay.
My pick.
Mark loves Nintendo.
My pick for the good new games. Not made by Nintendo, because why would they ever do such things? Is AM to War, the fan game, another Metroid 2 remake.
I have played this and beaten this. Okay.
Yes.
Me too.
It's so good. It's everything I wanted out of a Metroid game that Nintendo will never make. Like at any point.
Are you ready for
we all
some
played it?
encore right now?
Go
It's
ahead.
time for a little
Go
encore.
ahead, Mark.
Go ahead.
Have you played, Noni, the actual Game Boy Metroid 2? That is horrifically
not.
bad. It is terrible. It is so bad. I played Super Metroid, then I played that. I was like, what happened,
What a
Nintendo?
nightmare.
What happened?
Have you, Noni? Have you played it?
I've played Super Metroid. I've played Zero Mission. I'll say this.
Okay.
I've launched Metroid 2, and then I stopped playing Metroid 2.
I think I did the same thing. I think I might have played it. It might have been like a Nintendo eShop, one of those things they let you play for like 2 seconds or something, and then they shut it off. It might have been like Smash Bros or something. You know when they had those.
I'll be
As
real.
a child, I had a 4-hour car ride, and I had my trusty Game Boy, and I was like, I just bought Metroid 2, and I was like, 4 hours? I mean, this is locked in. We've got I was a huge Super Metroid fan, one of my favorite games of all time. So much trust and faith in Nintendo at that point. I was like, I've got Metroid 2, I've got 4 hours, this is going to be fantastic. And it was not.
No. Noni, what were you saying?
AM to War is Metroid 2 with truly like quotations doing like the fucking Atlas holding up the planets.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Very true.
I think it's faithful in terms of like, you fight these things, but it's more of a sequel, I think, to like Zero Mission and Super Metroid.
Yes,
like
definitely.
Yes, it is.
Definitely,
Yeah.
much
Sure.
more. Much more.
Also, I'm gonna say it. I know people might bring up like the new Metroid games. I think, what is the one on the Switch? Like the one with like in a silver suit?
The one on Switch. Oh, not Fusion.
Dread.
What am I
Not Fusion.
saying?
Metroid
Dread.
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 Yes.
Yeah, people. I haven't
a
played
million
Dread yet.
times.
I hear it's good. Question mark. I'll pick it up. It's just, I know it's a positive episode. I hate 3D, 2D, 0.5 just as an art style. It just the pure kino of 2D pixels or just sprites or anything is so much better for me for these kind of games. I
feel like-
hear you, buddy.
Yeah, I feel like that's really interesting because you would think, being an unk, that the Zoomers would be all about the 2.5D, but this seems to be a consistent trend that they rejected. And I agree, because a lot of 2.5D, I don't know, it just doesn't look great.
It looks
Some of it's
cheap.
all right, but
It
a lot of
looks
it looks
cheap.
Yes.
Well, let's address the elephant in the room, which is the Nintendo remake that they made. what was it even called? Return of Samus, right?
Yes.
Is that no?
I think it was called Return of Samus.
We all know what we're talking about. The it was
3DS.
3DS?
Yeah, 3DS.
Right, the 3DS remake of. By the way, I'm just gonna say I played the shit out of that game. I did play AM2R, and then I played the official Nintendo one that came out. And then I played Dread that came out later, and I played that game recently. I played it through again because I just love me some fucking Metroidvania slop, man. And it is not bad. Is it as good as the Pixels or whatever? I would say Metroid Fusion is
That's a
Well,
great looking
it's better
game.
in many ways. I love Metroid Fusion. I know it's got flaws. It's no Super Metroid, but I don't give a fuck. I grew up playing that game and I loved it intensely. So
Yeah, I like
love me
Metroid
some
Fusion as well.
But it's on
It's a
rails.
little-
It's all scripted. I don't
I think
care. It's
that's-
Kino is what it is.
You know what's the issue with Metroid Fusion? I like that aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
but it needs to be harder. That's the problem. Like,
Yeah,
when
once
it's
you know
easy and on
everything,
rails,
then-
I can
Yeah.
see where the critique comes in.
Yeah.
You need that difficulty. You need that difficulty. There.
I beat AM2R before the fucking patch for the bosses. I beat AM2R before the patch for the bosses because
Oh, yeah? Okay.
There was like
I remember it being pretty challenging for a Metroid game.
yeah, for a Metroid
AM2R.
game.
Sure.
Yeah.
I remember it because people were like, "Damn, these like specific bosses, like right at the beginning, and one like is in the middle. Is like, damn, what the fuck is up with these?" And I remember like it was patched to make them easier.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
I think like something.
I'm
changed
refunding
about
my
it.
copy. I'm refunding my
Yeah.
copy to the internet right
for
now.
this bad
Smart.
game, for this bad game.
I'm refunding it to the internet.
No, it just. I think there is something wholly unique about like fan games, about people that like play these games, love them so much, and want to distill what they like about them. Like the
Sure.
movement of AM2 is like a combination. Samus has like all the powers from all the games. It doesn't really make sense,
Yeah.
but like she has them. It's just like there is something so cohesively beautiful when that like happens, and it's actually like great and good. Yeah.
Well,
I
what? I
feel
feel
about
bad because I only
fan
played that
games,
game
Nate,
once.
Because I have a.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I love this topic. I think fan games can be categorized into two different categories. There's the cozy fan games that are very nostalgia driven, that are very like extremely lovingly faithful to this, the game, and they want it to be just like it, and they want to be like gentle and you remember your childhood?
your meat and fuck kingdoms, for example.
Yeah, those types of fan
Right?
games I actually am not that big of a fan of.
No,
Because a lot of those fan games I feel like end up being quite similar actually to a lot of the stuff that comes out now. Like they're not really that different, but there's another strain of fan game, the lunatic fan game. The guy who's like, I played Super Metroid, but let's put spikes on everything.
Or the
There's
one that
this-
I know, like the Mario. There's the one of like Super Mario World that has like the super hard.
There's the
Kaizo.
Kaizos.
Yeah,
There's the
Kaizos.
Kaizos.
Yes.
Yeah.
But before, well, I'm sure Kaizos were around it then, but there was a time where there was like these hardcore Super Metroid ROM hacks. I was really into them.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ones is I can't remember the name, but I think it's something like Super Metroid Upside Down. The entire game is upside down, and you have to wall jump the entire game. And Super Metroid Impossible. Super Metroid Impossible had like the
You have
death
to wall
spikes.
jump the whole game.
Death spikes everywhere. These types of fan games, I think, are really cool because they can often breed like interesting design choices. They're often not really well made or well balanced in like a proper sense, but they also can like explore interesting ideas and stuff. So that's the type of fan game I wish that we got a little more attention for.
I hear you, Mark. You must have the same feeling that I have sometimes, and this is what like the whole point of like mods and stuff do, and ROM hacks and whatnot. There can be a game, made by a AAA company, made by an indie company, doesn't even matter, but it's doing something. But you can just feel in your soul that there's like something about it that's getting it something great, but the game that it exists in just does not go all the way.
Yes.
A lot of the times the game is, for example, just too easy.
Yes.
And it doesn't let you push the
Metroid
mechanics
Fusion.
all the way.
Metroid Fusion, perfect example.
You're right. That's a great example. It's a great example. And so you just want someone to make a version of the game. Maybe it's a sequel. Maybe it's a ROM hack, whatever it is, that lets you scratch the itch that you are desperate to. It's like having a huge muscle that you're
Yes.
never able to tense and push all the way, and it's just sitting there waiting to be flexed, not giving you the tools to do so. And so when someone actually can deliver that can be like the biggest catharsis imaginable.
That is
Yes.
such a real thing.
Yeah.
And there is an entire cottage industry for it. Like, here's the thing. We have, like, games like AM2R, which took, like, a decade to make,
Was that like a one-man operation, or
think
was
it was
there
like
like a
a-
couple
yes.
people?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So there you go.
He's working on like real games right now. I don't remember what they are, but like
As you should.
Yeah, he's joined the industry officially. No, but like, we have games like that. But let's talk about the actual cottage industry of insane fan games. Pokemon.
Sure.
Pokemon.
Oh, yeah,
fan
right,
games.
right.
Wow, yeah.
I've been meaning to get into those.
Not Kaizos, Nuzlockes. The Nuzlockes.
Well, not even just Nuzlockes, but ROM hacks specifically.
ROM hacks. Nuzlocke, like harder version of the original games, just full-on new games, just like, hey,
dude,
yeah,
that's the
aren't
perfect
there
example.
ROM
You're
hacks
so right.
that are for Nuzlockes, like
yes, no,
Nuzlocke's
yeah,
a style
there are
of playing,
yes.
and then there's ROM hacks that are like, but you want to really do it,
But
want
dude,
to take it to the
yeah,
next
some of
level?
these ROM hacks are hard enough. You don't need to Nuzlocke to get a challenge out of them. They will fuck you up
and
just as they are.
And also there is the ROM hacks of the Nuzlocke's version of the game to like go even further beyond.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
And also just
dude, I had a buddy I used to work with at a furniture store, and he was such a big Pokemon ROM hack head. He was like a crack addict that was like, dude, fuck Pokemon. It's not strong enough for me. I don't even give a fuck about the new Pokemon games. I need my ROM hacks. That's what I need.
He's freebasing.
And he sold me on it. He was freebasing for sure. He was fentanyl up on those ROM hacks, and I hope that he survived. I don't know how he's doing today. I hope he's doing okay.
I have like a...
He's out on the street scratching his arm right now, being like, I need Pokemon double crystal, please. Pokemon crystal meth. Drugs, right? Makes sense.
Nintendo would love that.
Please.
Make Pokemon crystal meth.
Crystal meth. Dude, that's a great idea. Somebody write that down. The first marketed idea from Internet Genius. We're copywriting this one right now.
That's right.
Pokemon crystal meth.
And then when you get sued by Nintendo, use at your own risk kind of thing.
Correct. Well, it wasn't me. It was Mark. From him.
Internet Genius LLC is based in my cave. Nintendo can never
yes, that's right. In an undisclosed location in Brownistan, the homeland of Noni here. Yes.
It kind of just dawned on me because like I was doing a little bit of Googling, and it's like the fact that there's just like top 20 Pokemon fan games. Like I'm talking like ground up, made fully new experiences. And the fact that I'm just vaguely now checking in the reviews, and like most of them are like, damn, this is good, this is great. There's like videos about them. I'm like, the quantity is genuinely overwhelming, which probably shows how shit the new Pokemon games are.
I mean, in many ways, yes. Dude, they're built to cater to, like, the mass market. Like, first of all, how old were we when we first played it? Maybe not you, Noni.
8.
But me and Mark were probably, like, 10. I was, like, 9 or 10 the first time I played Pokemon, something like that.
Yes.
And so, like... yeah, I was a total baby. If the game was hard, maybe I wouldn't have gotten into it. I mean, look, kids can figure out games. I'm just saying, like, that's kind of who they're sort of aiming for. Now, we got all the unks that grew up with it, so, like, we play it too. But they know they've already got us, or they don't have us. They don't need to worry about us. They're trying to get, like, new, normal people to play Pokemon. And, like, obviously, I guess it's, like, kind of working, even though everyone consistently complains about the fucking new Pokemon game every single time.
Uh-oh. Hot take incoming. It wouldn't be an Internet Genius episode without a hot take.
So true.
Is it the fault... I hate to defend Nintendo here, but is it the fault of Nintendo for continuing to target younger audiences? Or should it be that at a certain point, it's like children's literature, right? Like, you grow up, you're not going to keep reading Dr. Seuss. Dr. Seuss is cool, but you're going to start reading other things. And so...
I think the answer is yes. I do think the answer is kind of yes on that, buddy.
Yeah. What would be sort of like the alternative? That's kind of an interesting question. Like, you grew up playing Pokemon, you're really into it. What is
doing your taxes? Doing your taxes is what you should enjoy doing now. Okay. Filing your Social Security payments.
I think I might have a bit of a evil perspective on this.
Wait, I'm sorry. The correct answer is Factorio. You graduate to playing Factorio like a real man. That's what you do.
I think, I have a little bit of a evil perspective on this because I first played Pokemon when I was 13 in a summer when I sat down and I'm like, you know what? I got this like slightly better computer and I have the entire summer. What am I gonna do? Okay, other than just like, activities or whatever. I want a game. I sat down and played one Pokemon game from every single generation. Up until I think at that point I did was like Sun and Moon or something.
That's a lot.
I hate to confirm it. They all peaked at black and white. That was the peak. They have never.
That's what everybody says.
That's what
is
I've
what
heard
everybody
too.
says.
That's what I've heard too.
There is a noticeable dip in just quality after that. The models get worse. The game gets weirdly simpler and more tutorial-esque. There's way more dialogue, and it's just not as fun. Starting like after Black 1 and 2, it just there's like
Didn't
a plateau.
you like the fashion bad guy from?
I guess you could say.
God,
I guess
what
you
was
could
it? I
say
don't even know.
to criticize Nintendo again to get in a more comfortable place here. I guess you could say Nintendo could have done some sort of spin-off of Pokemon that like aged up with the original audience. So like,
you're right. That's the thing to do.
yeah. So the original audience, we're all playing it when we're 8, and we get to the part I quit was Pokemon Ruby because I was like, bleh. I just didn't really like it. So
I drifted away then too.
But if they maybe have spun the series off into a sort of like, okay, there's the Pokemon brand, but here's now the more hardcore version of it, I think that could have been a great opportunity.
Actually,
I mean, there's Mystery Dungeon. I've heard of that, but
Well, there's
different genre.
Arceus Legends, whatever. Yeah, go on, Noni.
Yeah, like a whole different genre. I think those two like occupy really.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting because I think there is people like Mark who might like the games are not as like involved or difficult. And I think that's like one camp of people, the Nuzlockers, the people who want like Pokemon to be like a real game.
Yeah, right.
But I think the camp I fall into personally is just the quality has gone down. Just like general, like the models look bad. The game doesn't run well. The writing is atrocious. The
They're just
design's
a small
not
indie
as
company,
good.
Noni. It's not their fault. You got to be nice to them.
So I think it's
Fucking
weird
Pokemon
to see.
company.
It's weird to see like these two different camps that are like, we want more hardcore Pokemon, and the other camp's like, we want more like just like quality of life stuff. Like kind of unites in like the Fang games and the Nuzlocks and all of this.
Yeah, and that really should be what happens there. I mean, there really is just like no defending the like bullshit stuff that Game Freak is doing, that they're like putting into their game. Like, you can defend cutting the Pokedex. It's like, okay, at a certain point, this burden is getting like ridiculous. I do understand, even though I don't like it. I think that should be like a priority. But like, okay, they gotta cut some Pokemon. I get it. But like, I don't know. The games just feel like unfinished, and I gave up like 2 generations ago, so I don't even know what I'm fucking talking about. This is just what everybody says, and it seems to be true, because that was why I stopped playing, because I was like, wow, this is boring, and I don't care. So, yeah. I played Sword and Shield, I guess, so I did that one.
I think, honestly, like, the only sort of perspective that I found about this, that like feels like a satisfying answer, other than Game Freaks are just shit at making games, Lamau, point and left, kill them all, is Pokemon is more than the games. It's a franchise.
Right.
The merch.
Yeah, the merch, the TV shows, the movies, the events. Like the games are like just like the core of like, hey, give us new designs, new things to.
Look, you're right, Noni. You're absolutely right, and I don't mean to cut you off, but it's just that like, while you're right, like I know that the Pokemon Company, there's like a whole structure. It's split into like 3 departments or something. One's like, I think it's like the TV or whatever. One's like all the marketing or something, and then there's one that is Game Freak, which is the one that makes the actual games that everything's based on. And they always say that Game Freak itself is like a relatively small company compared to the rest, which is like the marketing juggernaut that puts Pokemon on your Popeye sandwich and all that stuff, all the things that we do. But why don't they put more money into making the game good? I mean, why can't they do that? And they say that Game Freak just doesn't want to. They like being small or something. So that's what I
don't
heard.
think it's a money thing, at least for this case. I don't think it's a money thing because like, we have like, if we're just talking Nintendo, to give them a little bit of, leeway, we have like the Mario games, the Zelda games. We should do just like look better, more high quality.
Yeah, they look good.
I think it's a timing thing. I think it's because Game Freak as a studio has to adhere to marketing parameters when it comes to like, hey, we need the new game to be out like next year at this month, to launch the new season of the anime, to launch the t-shirts. Yeah.
Look, you absolutely could be right about that. I would want to analyze like the timeline to see like, how long did it take to. I mean, I'll just say like Square Enix got fucking out Final Fantasy like 7, 8, 9 within like 4 years, like one of the most legendary runs of all time. And like, so if you need more staff, like just fucking hire more staff. If you need like more time, stagger your releases and figure whatever. I mean, I'm a little skeptical that they can't like figure it out one way or another, but they clearly just aren't that worried about it. And so far so good, I guess.
Just to clarify, absolutely not defending them. I think they can figure it out, but I think I think it would be annoying for them to figure it out. Plus, Nate, they make all the money in the universe. The incentive is straight up not there. Like, it's
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Insane.
And that seems like a very negative thing. Okay, well, anyway, enough Pokemon. What is it, the Pokemon and Politics podcast? Let's move it along, shall we? So wait, were we even what was like the what was your example again, Noni? I kind of forgot.
AM2R.
AM2R. Oh, right,
Yes.
with fan games, right? Okay, all that good stuff.
AM2R,
All right,
fan
good,
games,
good
cool.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and let me just slip in as just like a little extra bonus thing, because we mentioned we're kind of throwing shade at the like the 3DS remake. I played the shit out of that. Was it kind of cheap looking? Was it flawed? Yes, but and I did play it a lot, and I did quite enjoy it. I have played Metroid Dread like 1,000 times, and it was actually the first Metroid I really played like a ton on loop and like did speedrun strats and did like more advanced tech. I never even did that with Super Metroid when I was young. So I'm just going to slip in here a little stealth mention. Metroid Dread, I actually do think is a pretty fucking sick game. Even though it is 3D, not ideal. It's not, I don't know, like modern games are cringe and not exactly what I want to be seeing, but they're still pretty good. So
I
don't know. It was a good game. It was a good game. Yeah, Noni? Yeah.
No, I raised my hand.
Do you agree?
Haven't played it. Don't have like an opinion other than just like the graphics impression. But I hear it's good, yeah.
It was good. But like, what's that? The parry? Like the parry kind of dominates much of the gameplay in a way that like definitely is not the spirit of like classic Metroid. It's just like now you just parry everything and win instantly.
We shouldn't. We really shouldn't. I think an entire episode in this podcast could be dedicated to parrying in video games.
Dude,
like,
you know what?
Like,
that's not
truly?
a bad idea.
Like,
Okay, put a pin in that. We'll talk about maybe next week. We could mention that to some degree. But okay, all right. Metroid Dread, whatever. All right, I'm just gonna go quick. I'm gonna get to my next subject now that it's my turn again. So, oh god, this could go on for quite some time, but I'll just say it anyway. Okay, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. All right, the French
game of the
right?
year.
Yeah, right, indie game of the year. I mean, that's like 30 people working on it. Does that count? Whatever. People are arguing about that. All right, that game, it was good. Noni turned me on to it. Noni said it was good. I'd heard about it. I decided I would play it. I did play it. I've gotten all the way through, beat the game, in the end game. I haven't like beaten like all the super bosses yet, but I'm deeply immersed, so I've done it all. All right, this game, right away, bunch of things that I thought were cool and things I did not like about it. And so I'm going to be a little critical. Overall, my take is this game is good. It is worth your time. But I'm just going to say this about it. This is the game. This is Slop Simulator 100%. This is like the game for millennials. I won't spoil anything for people. I'll even let you figure out the premise. But like 33, it's Expedition 33. That relates to ages of characters. So basically everyone's like around 32, 33 years old. And so I felt so seen. I felt so millennial represented. Dude, no, this game is like the millennial game. Derogatory, absolutely. So, hate millennials, kill millennials, defenestrate millennials.
Well, continue. That's interesting. Like I like this psychological angle. Go ahead.
It is. It doesn't really manifest much beyond that. I think in any way other than the kind of people that made this game. I'm armchair psychologizing here for sure, but I think that they're people that are just like me for real. I think that they're fellow millennials. Like, this game is obviously, like, we're making a JRPG because everyone else in Japan is fucking around and not making real JRPGs. So, like, it's not literally Japanese, but, like, the style is very JRPG. So, like,
yes,
it counts
definitely.
close enough. So,
yeah,
Noni? No, you played it first, so, yeah, go ahead if you want.
I think whoever made this game, to just, like, support your point there, I think the people that made that game sat in a chair and were like, man, 2004, I think, Nintendo made Paper Mario: The 1,000-Year Door,
Oh,
and then
what a
they
game.
never did that again. So they were like,
What the fuck is wrong with them? Why did they?
Why?
Fuck you, Miyamoto! You ruined Paper Mario. He did. Though.
So they
He
just
really
did. Honestly, most of my enjoyment of this game, I'm like, this is just Paper Mario: The Thousand-Year Door.
That's what I heard.
That's
That is what I've
finally
heard.
somebody did it. Finally,
No,
somebody did
it's
it.
Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, the real original Thousand Year Door. Thousand Year Door is a fake cell
Fake
and
cell.
wishes it was as cool
Damn.
as.
You're not as
Mario
real
RPG,
though.
yeah.
You're not as real as Paper Mario and Stick a Star. Was that it?
Oh my god, get the fuck out of here. You're banned from the show for life.
Why?
That's a very anti-genius take on that. Okay, all right. I was just going to say, so the combat, the story. The story is good and compelling. It's like a cool, look, I'll just tell you the very basic premise because I think you'll find it cool, Mark. This doesn't spoil anything. It's just like what you find out as you start the game.
It's unlikely I'll ever play the game. You can spoil it all
It's
you
not
want.
your kind of game, I don't think. So
Yeah.
the premise is just you enter this world. There's like a party. There's a giant monument across the horizon that has the number 34 written on it. And there's a big party. During the party, you and your boys go down, whatever. There's people there. They're like, it's the day. It's the day where the thing happens, and then the thing happens. This happens every year. The number ticks down from 34 to 32. Oh, sorry, from 34 to 33. That's where the number comes from in the title. And everyone 33 or older instantly dies and turns to dust or flowers. So this has been happening. Everyone older than that age, this has been happening for like 70 years or whatever, from 100 all the way down. Everyone older than 33 is now, if you're 33 or older, you are now dead. So
Is it an
the people
active window? Is it an active window where, like, if you're 32 and your birthday comes up and you become 33?
Dude, they don't address that. I've been wondering. Noni, do you know the answer to that question? If I hit 33 and I'm a Gustav, main character man, if I hit 33 during this time, do I die?
No.
What's the rules there?
No.
No?
It's your age when the gommage happens. When the
Okay,
thing
when the
happens.
gommage
Yeah.
happens. Got it.
It's,
Got it.
it's like think of it as like a scan that goes out. So like if
Yeah.
it scans you and you're
It's
33,
an activated
It's not an
effect.
active. It's not an
Right.
active hitbox in.
No, it's not an active hitbox. It's
not
an
an active
activated
hitbox.
effect. Yes, that's right. It operates as an interrupt. It's an
Yes,
instant
yes,
in magic terms.
Hit scan. It's not an active. hitbox.
But you can parry it. If you just parry at the right time, boom, parry the gommage. Easy. Okay, so that's the premise, and like your characters, so they don't understand at all why it's happening. You go on expeditions. You're the 33rd. I mean, it counts from 100, but whatever. You're expedition 33. You go investigate. Okay, that's the premise. It's really good. Lots of people die. It's dark and fucked up. Okay, it's good. It hooked me immediately. That was really good, and I played it, and the story was satisfying and good. Good game. But I'm gonna say, there is something about this game that I fucking despise, and I hate it intensely, and every single fucking time it happened, I wish I was doing anything else, and it is the goddamn motion caption cutscenes, combined with the millennial dialogue. Like, look, I swear, but I'm properly ashamed. I feel deeply ashamed. These people are not ashamed nearly enough when they swear. Get it out of here! I hate it. It makes me so mad.
it's the future old man.
I hate, God damn it. In my media, swears should be few and far between. The old Hays Code or whatever it was that said, like, okay, you get like one fuck in your whole movie. We got to bring it back, boys. Bring back the code. That's what we need. Use it at one moment in the movie or whatever when it makes sense.
Because this is a real trend I've noticed. Like in Resident Evil 9, like every 10 seconds the characters are dropping F-bombs and I'm being
it's like
YouTube
that. It's
monetization friendly right now, but
I appreciate that. We don't know if we'll get monetized or not. I guess we'll find out. This is a new paradigm. We'll see. Maybe I will have to start censoring myself with my swearing. By the way, kids at home, I'm just saying swearing is not actually cool. I just have a bad habit now, and I'm working on it. So we'll see how it goes.
along with your synergy game rehab, your swearing.
Indeed. Okay. So look. The number one thing: the cutscenes. Holy fuck! These goddamn stupid ass, long ass motion capture cutscenes. First of all, they all look like shit because motion capture. There's a thing about motion capture. It's like this thing where you're going for realism, and maybe it is realistic, but it looks so much goddamn worse than if you had just like animated the characters normally. But it's like a multifaceted problem where it's the dialogue, it's the characters' lines, it's the way they say it, it's the gesticulation of the characters, it's the way the cutscenes go on way longer than they need to because there are people moving around making their little gestures. I don't care if it's realistic. I fucking hate realism. I want a fantasy. I want a video game where life is interesting and different. And you're wasting my fucking time with these goddamn cutscenes that I can't even skip because I need to hear the dialogue. Because I'm obsessive and I can't do that. I can't ever skip them. So that was by far the most irritating thing about this game. Just the cutscenes. Like, the characters, me and Noni talked about this as I was playing the game. Not deeply impressed by most of the characters. Gustav was cool. Verso is based and red-pilled. Mael is pretty okay. She's, like, very important to the story. Renoir and the gang, whatever. I like these guys. They're okay. Clair, I don't even know what the fuck's going on with Clair, but she's all right, too. Anyway, let me cut to the fucking chase here. The game is definitely good. I finally sat down and played a JRPG-style game like I've been telling myself that I should do for years, and I would say overall I thoroughly enjoyed myself, and I plan to go and like beat all the super bosses. I just got the JRPG experience from a relatively indie game dev, and really what this game says, and everybody's been talking about this, but I just want to add my voice to the chorus. Fuck you, Square Enix. Fuck these big companies that don't be making the games that we would happily pay money to buy. Give me my JRPG slop. I want them. Fuck your action, Final Fantasy 16, whatever. Look, I haven't played that game. I'm going to play it. Maybe it's good.
It's not. Not.
Okay, it's not. There you go. Mark's weighed in on the subject.
I played it.
I like turn-based combat. Everybody likes turn-based combat. Look, I get it. Technology progresses. The people, they think that they have to do something new, but they're so wrong. Just do what we like. Noni, were you jumping in?
I was gonna say,
yeah.
But Nate, we need to, go through the song and dance every time of like, oh my god, turn-based is outdated.
You need to open your gun, load the chambers with bullets, point it at your fucking face, and pull the trigger. If you think we will not buy games of a style that we loved. This game was really good. The whole point of this game validates the business model.
It happened with Persona 5. It happened with Metaphor
It
Fantastic.
happens again and again
every couple
and again.
of years. It's like, no, turn-based is dead. We're moving on. And then
I'll say this. I think this is mostly a Square Enix problem specifically, because they were the kings. You got, I don't know, like Atlas and... Atlas makes Persona, right? That's them?
Yes.
So some people out there, are like ReFantasia, people do be making turn-based whatever. I guess I just eternally mourn. I was a Final Fantasy kid, okay? I just mourn for the turn-based... We could have had, like, a dozen extra Final Fantasies if they didn't make every new game, like, an attempt to redefine fucking lighting effects in a 3D environment or whatever the fuck they get obsessed with this time. Just make me a guy. We got Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 in like 4 years. Why, with all our advanced technology, are games taking longer than ever, and they're worse, and they're not doing what we want them to do? How can this be the future we were promised? That's what I have to say about it.
I mean, we got Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Final Fantasy 7 Remake 2,
yes.
Final Fantasy
now
7
we're
Remake
talking,
3.
baby. Oh, I can't. Do not say that name of that game. We're not getting into that right now.
It's crazy.
I can't
I
do
love
it, man.
it.
Okay, all right.
You can't go there.
Noni, do you want to comment, because you played all Clair Obscur? You have any thoughts you want to share?
I like games that are like 2D beautiful, that extreme, and I also like do yearn for like the high fidelity 3D experience, but also it's turn based and like is good to play. And I think Clair Obscur is a step in that direction, and I'm just curious where it goes. I'm just like,
I'll comment on that as well and just say one other. This frustrated me like a little bit. It was a relatively attractive game. I mean, look, it was a quite attractive game, right? For sure. Even though it's not typically the kind of game that I like normally play with like 3D whatever. It had a distinctive art style, sort of, the characters just look like normal people, basically, not honestly anything to write home about. But they look good, and the world's like painting themed, right? Everything in the world is kind of like painting, ink themed. Comes up all the time. That's like what they're into. Blah blah blah. It's relevant to the story. But the position of the camera, I feel like hugs the characters a little like too close. I don't know. I didn't love like the camera and the way I was able to like look around that much. Not a big deal. Doesn't really matter. You can see everything you need to see, but whatever.
Like shelving, shelving like art style or like what I personally prefer or anything like that. It's just like in reference to Square Enix, it's just. I think these big companies like, Game Freak or like Square Enix, like, the big money, the real like actual like, veins.
Game Freak is a small indie company and you need to be nice to them. Mm-hmm.
I just wish they would make a game to like the max like quality settings. Yeah. The max like, hey, this is the genre defining like, oh my, we pushed it to the limits. We did it. But you just kind of don't. And we just gotta wait for like indie devs or new studios to take a shake at it, which is frustrating.
It is frustrating, but I don't know. Hopefully they'll decide that they want money. It's complicated, I know. It's just whatever. We're not here to fucking sit and analyze endlessly about why they do whatever they're doing. By the way, couple minor last points about Clair Obscur. They had bathing suits for like all the characters and like notably sexy lady designs and stuff. And you can tell these guys are definitely like JRPG fans. And oh god, do I want to Noni, should I talk about what happens between the characters as you max out their like friendship bar? Should I not mention that?
It's funny enough. I think it's fucking funny.
I was shocked. I was completely blown away. I'll let people discover that on their own. Yeah, but they're not afraid to do some stuff. I'll let you ponder on that, everybody.
Also,
but yeah,
also as
JRPG.
To the devs, just to like, hey, we shit on devs, we praise stuff. Hey, these people release like free updates with like new super bosses and areas,
Are they doing that? Is that true?
Yeah, like a whole new fucking section with like even harder bosses, not easier.
Was that Renoir's Drafts? Was that one of them?
I think it. I'm not sure. I haven't played the DLC.
I don't know.
Yet.
Okay, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, but I saw like there's this whole new area with like at least like 3 bosses or something, and I'm like, damn,
this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and I want to say the combat is like it's a little hard to wrap your head around. You kind of like honestly, I haven't until I like beat the game. I did do some thinking about it. I didn't do the thing until the very end where I was like, oh, let's start like min-maxing like abilities of characters when I like had to beat the much harder enemies in like the post game. And to me, that's honestly like the best part of the game. When it forces it, like really a game should do this sooner. Force me to actually think about the mechanics rather than like the most surface level, just pick the one that looks good. And then you start like I've been watching like guides and tutorials and like how to build characters and what like Luminas or Pictos, whatever it is to use. So, but good stuff. The combat is cool. I've been loving. I made this like Verso turn 1 build that just like obliterates every enemy with 7 stars or Star Breaker, whatever his AOE attack is, that hits all enemies, whatever it is.
I could feel. I could, through the ether, through the internet, that I say, I could feel Mark judging us, as this conversation continues.
I don't feel like
I'm like over
chud.
here like yeah. No, I said I'm gonna be a nice boy, and I'm being a nice boy.
Well, I don't think Mark's position has never been that like JRPGs like are so bad that no one should play them.
No.
I think the point is that like others shouldn't. Right? Am I wrong?
I think when you mentioned the versus super
That's
move,
funny.
like the one-turn kills.
Well, but that's about using your brain. You use your brain to like use the correct abilities to make your guys like really OP for exactly 1 turn for like a burst of damage. You wouldn't want to use that build against bosses. That's for clearing mobs.
Because you'd be dead.
Yeah.
I guess.
Go ahead.
I don't want to turn this into like a discussion or anything. I'm just because JRPGs, are they like your thing, Mark? Do you consume?
No.
Do you play them?
No, I do not. Because one of the big issues with JRPGs I have is the fact that you can grind your way out of any sort of skill check. That I find a real design issue. And so, like, whenever you you have a game that's okay, here's your build, here's your strategy, or just grind. Like the fact that you can grind out
Some
of it.
games have solutions to that, but most just let you grind. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I feel like a genre that I've been looking into, and I'm going to comment more on as I progress this year, is something like Shirin, rogue games, roguelikes, because stuff that shuts down grinding. So I actually think turn-based combat is really cool. Like I love tactical turn-based games, but I don't like the way JRPGs are kind of like, yeah, but it's not really about that. It's about the story. So if you need to grind your way past any sort of skill check, just go ahead and do that. That's the part where I'm like, no. And I've played, a fair amount of them, but I lose interest. I lose interest once I realize I can just blow everything up with grinding. Yeah,
understandable.
So the tactics-based stuff, though, like Advanced Wars, love me.
Advanced Wars. Yeah.
Yes. So
those do it for you better.
Yes, definitely. Now, one game I need to look into more. I played it a little bit. We talked about last episode is Final Fantasy Tactics.
That's a great game. Highly recommended.
I really enjoyed that back in the day, but I wasn't like looking too critically at like, can I break stuff? Can I grind? I didn't look at it like that back then. So I'll at some point maybe take a look at that. But yeah, the tactical brethren of the JRPG. They're tactical brothers. I am much more interested in.
To just defend the JRPG bros, which I am entrenched. I will kill all our enemies. I reach towards Nate for a handshake. You are correct about
strange alliances are forming on the show here today. Multiple layers.
You gotta make weird clicks. Once you and Mark make your click, it's over for me. It's wrapped up.
It's the hatred of remakes. It's the hatred of remakes click. That's what we've got.
No,
very true. A very powerful connection too.
Unbreakable.
Because like JRPGs, tactics games, that's small fries compared to the oncoming plague that is remakes and just the endless
slog.
Yeah, we're about to plunge into.
No, did you want to finish your points? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Point finished.
Okay. Well, then I'll just
I'll give a slight olive branch to the JRPG players out there, which is that I've been working a lot on game structure and stuff like that, and talking a lot about player motivation. And so the issues I have with JRPGs is mostly around their balance choices, like allowing you to grind past stuff, structural choices, like just constantly feeding you power-ups, power progression, not really taking things away, that type of stuff. But one thing that I do appreciate about JRPG players and sort of like the narrative-based gamers, that it's like an emerging alliance that's occurring, is that they at least do take video games seriously as an art form. This is why Nate and I can form this alliance, because like if you look at like arcade games and skill-based games, I view that as an art form. And then if you're viewing, narrative-based games and their stories as an art form, then you create an alliance against a lot of the trends that are happening now in gaming with remakes and just turning games into complete products, turning games into software. The AI onslaught is coming, all of that sort of stuff.
Oh my God.
No, their art, I swear their art makes every single piece of them interchangeable and disposable and doesn't give a fuck about the coherent unity of all the moving component parts. Just fuck off with this shit. Okay, anyway. Not go on a whole thing.
Yeah, so that is a meeting ground of gamer taste. It's like, well,
we're doing the Predator arm grab.
Yeah, can we at least agree that video game design is an art form? And that may sound kind of like obvious, but it's insane now how much. With a lot of stuff now.
Everybody says that video games is an art form. Everybody says it, but their actions belie their true feelings that they want to slurp the slop. And look, everybody, there's some content is slop.
Delicious and fun.
Noni here's a big slop enjoyer, no doubt about it. Number one in the game.
I wonder. What we need to do is we need to like attach a sort of like thermometer to Noni, and I want to see like what point because I'm genuinely curious. So, like, what point does the slop become like too much? Like, when does slop overload?
Noni
happen?
has no limits. No slop is too sloppy.
Give me slop.
I
his
think it's gonna
jalopy.
happen. I think it's gonna happen, especially as AI starts coming in, especially as like the pretense of art starts to drop more and more. Because I think even if you enjoy slop, there is sort of that like, okay, well, it's pretending to be art at least a little bit. But I think as we get further and further away from that, even there, it's going to be like, all right, this is too much.
Dude, I'm fighting. I'm fighting not to talk about the FF7 remake. I'm fighting. It's on the tip of my tongue. No, I will not. I will not.
I actually, I think I can answer Mark's point in a way that's, I think will make sense. Here's the thing. I'm a little baby man. I'm a fucking, pathetic chud. I do get impressed.
So true.
Yeah, I do get impressed by, particle effects and, 4K graphics. I do get impressed by them.
I see a particle effect, I shit myself.
I shit myself.
It's as simple as that, folks.
I piss in while I'm coming.
You should look at Tekken 8. It's like the particle effect extravaganza.
You'll have no fluid left in your body.
Every particle effect ever created is in that game.
Are you saying you love these, Noni? You want more? You want them to pile on additional
I
particles?
stand at the evil preface. What is the?
You said it, buddy. You said a mouthful there on that precipice.
Precipice, yes.
It's all right. You're the editor. You can just say it correctly and then edit
exactly.
yourself.
Delete
Say
all the
that's
dots
right. Very
instead
true.
of no.
Yes.
It's for me. It's like I played, and I think a game Mark would be extremely familiar with, Resident Evil Requiem.
Yes, I am very familiar with that game.
Played it, beat the hardcore mode, did the challenges, and I'm like, it was a theme park, ride. I'm like, I shot my guns.
Yes.
I saw the cool cutscene. Leon was there. He made his funny quips.
And I'm clapped when Leon was there. Yay.
I liked playing as Grace more, but that was like, I'm like, this is where the game part is, but this is where just the cool action is. And I kind of like separated those in my brain. I'm like, but man, my graphics, my hair strand, look at that code physics, baby. And
the production is really impressive in that game.
Yeah. And the fucking voice acting.
It's the best part of the game.
Yeah.
It's the only part of the game that's good. That's it.
I'm the wrong one here. I'm the weird one. But like when I see a game with like really great graphics in that way, and I really like zoom in close on them, I get like pulled out of the game, and I'm like, wow, look at this like technical thing that they did here. That I know it like adds to the illusion, but like I don't. It's just like it's like a separate thing.
But you know what happens?
Like I don't even care.
And I think you'll experience this too. It's like when I was playing Resident Evil 9, right? It's supposed to be like scary and immersive.
Yeah.
But the gameplay is so silly and basic that it turned from like scary into comedy. I would laugh.
I hear you.
I would see the zombies like stumbling towards me, getting hung up on walls, like just.
Dude, I remember when I played Silent Hill 2.
My ass off. I was not scared at all, and I'm a scaredy cat.
I'm a big sucker for scary stuff. It really gets me. When I played Silent Hill 2, I was like paralyzed with like, but there had to be a mechanical fear that I would get hit by like Pyramid Head or whoever the fuck it was. Yeah. There has to be a real threat that is going to kill me. And actually, I really fucked that up for myself by using save states, which is how I played the game like the first time I played it. Yeah. And that completely undercuts the tension.
Called
because you're just
I talked about it in my review. Risk detachment, Nate.
Right,
that's what I
call it.
It
makes sense. You have to manage those things. Yeah. Go on, Noni.
Yeah, but when I was like playing that, I played it, finished it, beat it twice, whatever, did all of that, and like I liked the game, and I'm like, damn, this is a great experience, worth the cash money. And then on a fateful dark day, the Mark video came out. And I clicked on it. And I clicked on it and I watched it. and I just started nodding a lot as it kept going. Because
I like to hear this.
Here's what ended up happening is, like you mentioned the difficulty or like, the game is easy if you do this. And I'm like, oh, not really, etc. But then I remember. I go back, I flash back to my memory. And I'm like, I did go out of my way not to pick up all the ammo, just to add a little bit of tension. I did go out of my way not to upgrade the guns or use like the Magnum stuff, because I'm like, that's a one-shot.
You could one-shot 4 zombies in a row with it.
Yep. And I'm like, I did go out of my way to like try not to make the game like as not fun as described. But if I like didn't make that conscious choice, the game would have been
would have killed the tension.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think developers really rely on that now. They're like begging you to please make the game interesting for us, because they're scared to punish you. So they're like, oh yeah, just don't actually play fully optimally, because if you do, we're in trouble. Don't do that.
But the more interesting.
Oh God.
And this is where my real shame comes in. Is the obvious like continuous comparison to Resident Evil 4, one of my favorite games of all time. Beat it like 30 times in professional, fully like is probably my favorite game of all time. Like
all right, God tier game.
I launched it yesterday, also in preparation for this podcast, just to like see. And I played it for a bit on professional, and I'm like, this is a real video game. I have to I have to think about dodging the chainsaw man. I have to. I can't just parry the guy. I have to like
just parry everything all the time.
You know what's interesting with these, like Resident Evil 9, I just did Pragmata, I'm going to do the review. But like a lot of the modern games that come out now, the theme park ride is like the perfect analogy. Because
yes, it is.
When you're playing it, you're in that sort of passive flow state where you're like, okay, the game's happening. But I notice if you stop playing and then you look at it in your Steam library, you're like, I'm not playing that. Like, it's like it needs you to start and go as continuously as possible. And then once you stop, it's like a hangover. It's like someone you met at a bar. You're like, how did this happen? How did you get in my bed? That happens a lot with modern games. Like, I see them in my Steam library because I had to review them. I'm like, what are you doing here? Get out of here. Versus Resident Evil 4. It's true love.
Right.
You look at it in your Steam library. It shines. It glows. It's beautiful.
But yeah, no.
Oh, you guys and your Resident Evil.
To sort of.
Well,
like,
Nate, it's like okay. You had Final Fantasy. You had your Final Fantasy VII. That was your remake awakening. That was your remake awakening. I followed it up with my Resident Evil 4. That's my equivalent to your Final Fantasy VII.
The video that discovered you for me. Yes,
exactly.
That was the one.
And yours was mine, because you talked about Tifa and her tits, and I thought, this guy,
the FF7 stuff.
I'm not a super big FF7 guy, but I like the energy. I like the criticism. I like the real in-depth. This is a work of art. This isn't just a product for Square Enix. What was that department of? They had some sort of department where they decided
an
how
ethics department.
The ethics department, yeah, all that sort of stuff. But what I'm noticing is that slowly but surely, so we were like the nutcase outliers, right? We're the weirdos.
Correct.
But it's going to happen to your game. So it's like, okay, maybe it's not FF7. Maybe it's not Resi 4. But what if it's Ocarina of Time? What if
I have such
you put in
you're right about
God
that.
of War, Halo.
Unfortunately, it's just
that coming for
your theory of mind for the people is that they are potentially mind switched on player character like you are, and I flatter myself like I am. That may not be the case for the vast majority of the consumer base.
I raise my hand.
At least, case in point right over here.
I raise my hand.
Wait, Noni. Okay, serious question. What game could potentially have this effect on you? Like, what game, if they announced a remake,
like they make a remake and they fuck it up?
You're like,
it's bad.
Oh, don't do that. Don't remake this. Is there one where you'd be like, don't do this?
My favorite video games of all time are Resident Evil 4 and God of War 2.
Okay, God of War is coming.
Okay.
I think
God of War remake was announced, and I did sit in my chair, and I'm like, oh my, it's happening. It's not gonna.
So
be
it's gonna
good.
be in the style of the new ones, right? They're gonna make it like
there's
the new
no
games.
way it's not.
Fuck
there's
off,
no way it's
guys.
not, right? I mean, I don't have confirmation.
Maybe we don't know
of
yet.
this.
Maybe,
but
okay.
I mean, I would say
they're
no
gonna
way it's
do
not.
it. They're gonna do
There is
it.
no footage. There is no footage, no trailer. But they did. Here's the thing. They did get like the old voice actor back, and they're like, this is gonna be like maybe
whatever.
3.
But the gameplay. What are they gonna do with the gameplay?
Yes.
I think they might just upgrade the graphics. That's what I'm leaning at. I'm like, I think they might just do the hey, we have better graphics version rather than like.
Well, okay. Well, what does that mean? Because like, is it just a remaster then? Is it just?
Yeah.
No, there's no way. 0% chance that it's just updating those.
Do you know Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Insane Trilogy. That's also made
Yes.
by Sony.
That's a remake, though, isn't it?
It's
sorry,
a-
remaster.
It's a
Remaster.
remake slash
That's
remaster
Yes.
kind of
remaster,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Remaster, I
also
mean.
made by Sony, and they did the same thing
Right.
for Spyro. I think that's what they're gonna do for the 3 God of War games. Is like that.
You know,
same-
look, maybe you're right.
Yeah.
I would
Maybe.
suspect.
So that would
the thing is
be
though,
a
this is a different kind of
remaster,
game.
though,
This is
right?
a
It wouldn't
very
be a
different kind of
remake.
game. Plus,
wouldn't be
this
a
is in the
remake.
shadow of these like vastly more successful God of War games that like
Yes.
they did it. They got the normie audience in on God of War. It's a
Yes.
daddy simulator, and dude, they are not going back after
You
that.
know what?
They're going to try to keep that audience. Yeah.
You know, my one up. I might be proven wrong in the future. Hey, it's in record, I guess, since we are
Okay.
recorded. I will say, my one sort of like flag about I don't think they're gonna remake the old games in the style of the new games, because I think that would just be like too expensive. Like the games would be like so much. God of War is like
Noni, can I just say one thing to you? Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Also, Nate,
It
there's
blows
a trend.
this whole operation wide open. Go on, Mark. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Also, a trend I've noticed is actually like, this is just a trend. This isn't a rule or anything, but it's like usually the more they invest in the graphics and in the resources and the production, the more they modernize the gameplay, because they're
Yeah.
like, hey, this
Yeah,
is liable
correct.
because we're
Correct.
spending all of this money on the graphics. We need to make sure it sells as widely as possible. So we need to hit as broad of an audience as possible.
All
That's
those
just a
fucking-
general
all those-
trend that I've noticed.
Those skittering roaches that were like, they couldn't, it was literally impossible for them to make just like an HD version of FF7. It's literally impossible. They could not do it. It had to be completely remade, inserting fucking time jannies everywhere. It had to be done.
Time
It's insane. It's the most
jannies, time
insane
That's
argument,
really
but
funny.
people do it.
I mean,
It's impossible.
it's
just can't
impossible.
Well,
be
they
done.
say like they never
cannot be
like they
done.
never would have done it
I-
because like I don't know, because it's impossible or something. It's too hard.
Honestly-
It's not worth the money. Fuck them.
Honestly, like the villain of the background of video games for me, honestly, is the ominous shadow of Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm just like,
It is the great nemesis.
I was
It's the
about
great
to say-
Satan.
I was about to say, but hey, they wouldn't do that because it would be too expensive, because they're still making sequels to the new games. And then I sat and I'm like,
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16 exists, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah,
god,
that's
they
what-
have money to burn, I guess. I'm
Much as
hoping they
FF7
don't. I'm praying they don't.
We'll say if they're gonna follow the money and do the models that work, and they're doing modern game design, and like I get it on a certain sense. It's just that modern game design as a concept comes packaged with a lot of things that many of us here on the program here today like have many problems with.
but yeah.
And like, look, I fucking They say that like God of War like finally got good when they made
I wanna
the
kill
Daddy
them.
Simulator
I want to
one.
kill them. I want to kill them.
Which is
so
such an
bad.
insane
See-
thing to say.
see,
Like, Jesse
We're
years
just
back
one
made this
release
brilliant
away
video
from
about
Nomi
It Was Always
joining the
Deep.
crew, Nate. We're just one release away. When
It's true.
When,
It's
when he
true.
reads
This'll
all of
be the
these
one.
reviews, he reads all of these reviews, because what happens is when the remake comes out, that's when everyone kind of smack talks the original. And they're like, well, the movement of Resident
Correct.
Evil 4, Leon has emo jeans and he can't move, or whatever the dumb jokes they make. So just wait. Just wait. They're going to have that for the original God of Wars, where it's like,
Dude, they already did it.
Whatever.
They already did it. But they're going to do it again.
They're gonna
and they're
do it
going to
more-
hit it
they're gonna
hard and
hurt them
fast.
more.
And,
But-
Yeah.
But I think, and I hate to say this, Mark. I hate to say this. You're reaching toward. You're pulling me toward the light. You want to save my soul.
I'm here to help you.
Yeah,
You think I was
exactly.
here for Nate?
Possible.
I was here to save you. This is
But
what
I
I've
have
come
to
here
say,
for.
But I have to say though, I think what's gonna happen, which is the answer to your question, Mark, is they're gonna make the new games, and I'm just gonna play them, and I'm just gonna be like, it's fine, and like not think about it, because that's what I did with the RE4 remake. That's what I do with
Yes,
most
yeah.
with most
Yeah.
games.
They're counting on you to not think about it that deeply. That's the
Yes.
business model. That's what
Yes.
they want.
I'm like, hey,
Masterpiece of the month, Nate. Every month.
Correct.
It's like
has to.
if you stop and you're like,
Disposable
wait, every game
masterpieces
that comes
as
out
far as the eye can see.
is a masterpiece.
I'm saying every they're all disposable masterpieces. That should be the term. Disposable masterpieces. Oh, they're so good. Yeah, the dumpster is filled with them because we moved on to the new one. Yes, to your point, there's a new one every month.
The difference, I think the difference is that you're a holy man. You're a holy man. You believe that this can be fixed or changed, or that the people will rise up. I believe that.
I don't think so. I think we're going down with the ship, don't you, Nate? We're on the Titanic, and I'm just standing as it sinks, and I'm just standing on the. I'm just noting it. I'm just recording it. I'm like, okay,
when it comes to
the bottom of the ship is full of water. 3 months later, okay, now like the middle of the ship is full of water. And then I'm now standing on the very top railing, like at the end of the movie, and I'm like, okay, now the ship is underwater. And then I go down, and I'm at the bottom of the ocean. And then 100 years later, a submarine finds my body, and I'm clutching my little record, and they open it, and they're like, oh, so this is what happened. I think that's kind of what's going to be.
I think the real prize when it's all over is being able to look at the people around you and say, I told you so, as it all burns down around you, and it all comes crashing down.
Well, you know what's sad about that, Nate, is like a lot of the people who you'd want to say, like, they just quietly leave. So it's like you don't even get that satisfaction.
Dude, I've been saying for years that the real issue here is that, like, you won't even know why, but you're going to start to care a little bit less every day.
Yes.
And that's the slow bleed out of stuff. But the problem is, right now, the people still get enough dopamine hits from this stuff that it keeps them coming on back for more slop.
It's shiny. I have to.
It is. Yeah, I get it.
It's like, here's what happens. Like, I get Resident Evil, 9 Requiem. I sit for 8 hours or something. I'm like, damn, theme park ride. This is a movie, that I get to play for a little bit here and there. And then I get off. And then
what's going to happen is you're just in the first part of your story arc. This is like the beginning of your story arc where you're peaceful at home and things are good. And then what's going to happen is
the call to adventure is coming any moment now.
Kills Nate and me, and over our dead bodies, you go Super Saiyan. And you're like, to avenge my fallen brothers.
That's the thing to do.
I have to. Oh, the AI God of War is gonna be so good. Oh my god.
AI God of War, yeah. Okay, guys, I'm calling it official termination to remake discussion. Okay, we can't go into this slop anymore. Let's move on. What were we even talking about? We were talking about
my pick.
I think Mark's pick.
By the way, can I just make one last point? I'll let you do that, Mark. I'm sorry, but I just want to say real quick about Clair Obscur, which we've totally moved past on. I want to say that just the ending was cool. I like the element of player choice in it. Noni knows what I mean. People that played it know. And I'm going to say it. No. Should I say it? I'm going to say it. Verso was 100% right. All the time, completely, absolutely did the right thing, 100%, no doubt about it, and anyone that disagrees lacks media literacy. Sentence end, period, end of paragraph. That's
the end.
Comment, Noni?
If an episode of this podcast involves a person who played the game, or it's just, the two of us at some point, I will.
Dude, we gotta talk about it.
You're so fucking wrong.
Are you kidding me? Are you a Mile cuck? Are you seriously a Mile chud?
I don't want
She's
to
wrong.
Be,
She's so stupid.
I don't want to.
The game tells you that she's wrong. Come on. All right. This is good stuff. We'll talk about it in depth another time. We can go in depth onto a discussion about that, and we may even want to cut that. Was that too spoilery? I don't think it is. In fact, it's
I have no idea what happened,
who hasn't played
so
will
it didn't
no
seem
idea.
spoilery to me.
It's fine. Okay, forgive me, Mark. Didn't mean to cut you off, but please, the floor is yours, Senator. What would you like to discuss next?
So I wanted to pick up on Silksong, because Silksong was one of my picks.
Okay, can we just hit the alarm? Boop,
so
boop.
Good.
Okay,
so
everyone
good.
Here chose Silksong.
Yeah,
Hollow Knight Silksong.
Obviously.
We all agree this is the #1 game. I just want to put that out there. This is the one we've all been dancing around. It's Silksong, always was. Okay, Mark, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead.
And I like Silksong. It's crazy. If you told me in a year of doing reviews, I've got, on one hand, Ninja Gaiden 4. Ninja Gaiden is one of my favorite series of all time. And then on the other hand, Hollow Knight Silksong. I don't even care about the first Hollow Knight. I don't dislike it or anything, but I've never played it. I don't care about it. Silksong comes out. I'm like, this might be interesting to talk about, because I've been doing Metroidvanias, talking about Metroidvania stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm playing it. And I'm like, wait a minute. There's actual challenge. There's actual enemy design. There's combat encounters. There's boss fights. I'm getting a little bit of like even some shmup style stuff with
Mark, did you play the first one? Did you play it at all?
No.
That's what I thought. Okay, right. Gotcha.
No, I just played Silksong. I've known about the first one a lot because it's really popular among shmup players because the boss fights have, bullet hell type elements.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, so I ended up playing it. I'm like, that was, besides how immense it is, I don't like how giant the damn game is. That's very,
I love it.
That's very modern design of it. But I like the core design a lot. And I feel like it's genuinely pushing Metroidvania in a direction besides the size, but like the enemy design, the level design, the punishment, the bosses.
I know you loved Act 3. That was your favorite thing about that game.
all of that stuff I really appreciated. And I was like, wow, that was a refreshing new game. That's a rare occurrence on the channel. Yeah. And then I look online and people are acting like this game. They are acting like this game is the most insane shit ever created.
Dude.
It's crazy. I was like, what are you guys? I'm living in another universe when it comes to Silksong because I feel like it's a great move forward for Metroidvania. I love the extra challenge. I love the combat arenas. Basically, everything I like about the game is everything everyone was criticizing. Like, I love the punishment, the enemies, the counters, and so I chose Silksong as a recent release that I really like. I do hope. Here's what I hope is that when they follow up Silksong, we don't get GTA.
There's DLC
syndrome.
coming. There'll be DLC bits.
Yeah, I'm really curious what they're going to do with the DLC because what I'm hoping is that the follow-up to Silksong, we don't get GTA syndrome where it's like, okay, we just have to keep making them more and more giant because I feel like this game is straining as it is. And what often happens with these, with Metroidvanias and with these types of series is that, look at Elden Ring, right? It just has to get bigger and bigger and bigger and more giant. And Hollow Knight 3, this time it's personal, is going to be like 10 maps, 10 games together or whatever. So I would love to see if they would kind of like make a follow-up to it that actually honed in on what I liked about Silksong, like the combat, the like smaller, more intense for the hardcore players. I do like that Silksong didn't just cater towards, okay, this is the most global mass audience. They definitely were following up on the hardcore Hollow Knight players. I was not one, but I'm adjacent to
Hollow
that
Knight
audience.
was a hardcore game, and in many ways, for sure.
Yeah, and it responded in a really great way at added limitations with the combat. I really liked Silksong a lot. So I would say that would be for a real pick that's not like, old ish. It would be Silksong. It would
this
be
came
Silksong.
out last year, right? 2025.
Yes, last
right?
year.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazy.
Meanwhile, Ninja Gaiden 4,
just
everything I would not want to see happen with Ninja Gaiden happened.
Right.
And I said, I said this maybe in personal conversation, a podcast. I don't know where I said this, but it's insane that when you talk about controversially difficult games released last year, the frontrunner is a Metroidvania by indie developers, and everyone looks. Yeah. It should be a damnation of Ninja Gaiden 4 that everyone played it and like, yeah, it's fine. That should not happen. Yeah. With Ninja Gaiden 2, people were like, this is insane. This cannot, it's so. Yeah, Silksong is my pick for sure.
So is that like the number one like in your whole list?
Well, of very recent games. Because
okay, all right.
If I go back a little bit further, I really liked Hyper Demon. Hyper Demon's very cool. That's a first-person shooter with arcade-style design. And the way that game works is the better you play, the faster it accelerates. And, like, the best players in the world, like, accelerate to the end in, like, seconds. I would say... I've been thinking about it a lot. I like that concept, but I think...
Were they inspired by Gone Home, the gameplay of Gone Home?
I'm
a game
really
you can end in 6 seconds. Yeah.
I'm really curious what the inspiration is. I get the feeling that it's trying to capture like
shout out to Gone Home, by the way. Great game of the recent era, obviously, one of the best that ever did it. It's not. It's a joke.
Oh, I've never played it. It sounded kind of cool when you were mentioning it. I was like, ooh, interesting.
No,
Is it like
It's got
broken?
a bad reputation. It's a meme story game that
I have no idea
forget.
what that game is. But I feel like just the issue with Hyper Demon, it didn't occur to me until recently, is that I love the structure, but it needs a little bit of like scoring or something to counter incentivize just optimizing so that the game like instantly ends. So, but it added this cool PvP mode where I believe the way it works is the further you are away from each other. I don't want to get this backwards. The further you are away from each other, I think the faster the game is. And then as you get closer and closer together, I think the game slows down. It's one or the other, but like time changes based on space. It's really cool. I need to play the PvP mode because it wasn't there at launch, but I've seen
It's hard to imagine, but I'm with you.
Yeah, this is a very abstract,
but
very cool game. Very skill-based. So Hyper Demon, and then TGM4. I have to give TGM4 a shout-out.
Okay.
So Tetris the Grandmaster.
Don't go through your whole list here, Mark. Let's save some.
I thought you wanted me to. I thought you wanted me to do them all real fast.
You know what? I mean, look, if that's your last one, go for it. I mean, we're getting close to the end of the time anyway, so
I've got one last one. I'm holding on to.
Go for it.
I'll hold on to one last.
Oh, okay,
one.
okay. You want to hold on to it? That's fine.
But TGM4, I'll just say really quickly. So TGM4,
sure.
A game that has basically been blocked by the Tetris company forever, and this poor developer, the man behind Tetris the Grandmaster, is just like battling the Tetris company for I think over a decade or something to finally get this game released. And it is a very amazing skill-based Tetris game. If you're really into arcade style Tetris, it's like it's the go-to. TGM2 I think is kind of like the game in the series, but TGM4 from everything I've heard, I'm not super good at Tetris, so I have to just be like, is this intense?
Same.
And people are like, yeah, it's intense. So yeah, a game that flew under the radar because it's a Tetris game, but this one's special. TGM4.
Shout out to, what was it, like Tetris 100, which was like that battle Tetris
I
thing
think
on
that's
Switch.
what blocked. I don't want to get the history wrong.
Oh yeah,
I think that's what blocked TGM4 to some degree because Tetris is like, listen, we can only have so many Tetrises coming out, and
right.
You're
crowding out the market here.
Get out of the way.
Well, okay. Listen, I'm sorry, but we have to circle back and talk more about Silksong.
Yes,
I can't not go on a rant about how much I love Silksong. But Noni, why don't you tell us your thoughts on Silksong? Because we all want to talk about it. What do you have to say on the subject, buddy?
I'll say it. Silksong, again, probably my number one for like talking recent games. Silksong did this. When I was talking about like theme park rides, and I can just acknowledge them and then play real games like RE4,
Yeah.
Silksong is one of them. Silksong is like, I am playing something that I need to pay attention. I need to think about how I'm playing this to be good at it, to beat the bosses, to finish it. It is crazy to be like, that's a rare experience. I am not on autopilot when I'm playing Silksong. I am locked in. If I want to beat a boss, I gotta be like, okay, I gotta like actually play the fucking video game. It is insane that that's like a rarity.
Zoomer brains, man. It's so over for this generation.
Well, you know what, though? What's crazy about the Zoomers is that they have among them the most insanely skill-based players. Like, the Zoomers are insanely good. Like, one of the best shmup players is this Zoomer guy, and he was like beating Japanese world records when he was like young. And they're gaming prodigies. Like, Zoomers, especially in FPS, anything with a mouse, if you watch like a tutorial on like crazy mouse tech, it's a Zoomer kid. They're like doing like crazy shit to have like the most insane aim. So Zoomers are interesting because they're also some of the most skill-based players out there. They're insane. And also, fun fact, the same Zoomer player that beat all of these shmup Japanese records in Ketsui, his name is Moglar, he was also a pioneering speedrunner for the very first Hollow Knight. And there's this whole video about him on Fireborne's channel called God Gamers, How a Child Prodigy Almost Rewrote Hollow Knight's Most Popular Speedrun. So there you go. We have a connecting thread between all of the topics: skill-based gameplay, Zoomers, and Hollow Knight.
I think
No,
I'm
you
not
go
a
on, yeah.
representative. I should not represent the whole Zoomer ethos. Dare I say?
Not completely.
I think we're just at the moment, like Mark said, we just we're not old enough for it. It's just like we forgive and forget. We just forgive and forget and move on, or get obsessed.
You forgive too much. That's the problem. You have to hold things to account. You have to apply. It is not justice to endlessly forgive your enemies so they can go out and commit more vile crimes. Justice is obliterating them from all time so they can harm no one ever again. Now that's justice. So this endless forgiving and moving on is harmful. It's how other people get hurt, and it's that kind of irresponsible lifestyle. It's going to get a lot of shit video games made, my friend. That's
Nate
what I've
has
got to say.
entered. Nate has gone from unk mode to dad mode. He's gone. full
That's
true. Well, listen.
That was
Let
really
me say
funny.
about Silksong. Okay. So I've played a lot of Metroidvanias in my day. I'm something of an expert, I would say. You might even call me a Metroidvania man of sorts. That is who I am. And there's a lot of Metroidvanias. I play them fairly frequently, right? And I played a lot of different ones. Some that are very polished, some that are totally shit. Hollow Knight has always been one of the best since it came out in 2017 or something. It was top tier for a long time. Silksong, it's under the radar for a million years. We don't hear anything about it. We're like, well, okay, Team Cherry, are you fucking around? You haven't announced
Wasn't there
anything
this
new in literal
YouTuber
years.
or this kid on
Yeah.
YouTube who did a video every single day, waiting for Silksong
Yes,
to
yes.
come
I
out?
think it was a Twitter post, or maybe it was a YouTube video.
There
yeah.
was
I
also,
don't know
like,
what
But it was a huge meme
That's so funny.
It was like a
every
video.
single day.
Yeah, it was like a video. You could just tell from the thumbnail. It was like, are there Silksong news day 1000?
Yes.
That
And
is
there was
so
news on occasion, like Silksong would pop up in places from time to time, but pretty rarely, but it did happen. So he would be the guy to go to. And then it finally drops basically out of nowhere. I don't know, whatever, 10 years later, whatever it was.
2 weeks.
2
Nate,
weeks
can
before
I-
it came out.
Can I put you in the hot seat, Nate?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I'm looking at the Game Awards, best independent game.
Yeah.
And I joked earlier about Clair Obscur winning that.
You sure did, buddy.
I'm sure you can guess who I think should absolutely, no question, have won that category.
Well, okay, let me just ask you, what won Game of the Year, Mark, if you recall?
Game of the year. Was it Clair Obscur?
Yeah,
It won
Clair
everything.
Obscur.
It
won,
won
like,
everything.
It also won everything.
It won everything.
Listen.
What should have
With
won
all-
Game of the Year as well as independent game?
Listen, I played Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. It was
I know,
a
I'm putting
good
you in the
game.
hot seat.
Right. Hollow Knight Silksong
Yes.
makes Clair Obscur Expedition 33 look like the biggest pile of dog shit, the
Exactly.
biggest fucking slop fest, the biggest nightmare millennial garbage ever conceived compared to the godlike shining glory that is Hollow Knight Silksong, one of the best games I have played in many years.
Yes.
Look, I don't know if it's literally better in every way than Hollow Knight, but in some ways that's not a fair comparison, because some of the things that made Hollow Knight so good were the DLCs, like the incredible boss gauntlet, which I am disgusted with myself to say I still have not beat the pantheon of Hollow Nest to this fucking day. One of my greatest shames in life. I have to do it sometime. Holy shit, kill me if I don't do it sometime soon.
After you complete your rehab for Slay the Spire, after you graduate, it's like, okay, as
I'll get my life back on
commencement, you
track, I
must beat
swear.
Hollow Knight boss DLC.
Dude, I gotta do that, and I gotta beat the secret agent from what was it, Splatoon 2, the secret boss,
Yes.
or Splatoon 3,
Yeah.
whichever one it was. I gotta go back and do that sometime.
Insane
People know.
Paul. Insane Paul. Splatoon
Oh,
2
yeah?
that shit. I
think it's the Splatoon 2 secret boss.
Crazy.
I gotta
that's
do
a
it,
big
man.
Zoomer game. Don't Zoomers love Splatoon? That's
I
something-
love Splatoon. Splatoon's an amazing IP.
I've never
It's,
played it.
fun
I should
and-
play it. I've never played
You
Splatoon.
should. It's great. I love Splatoon. The games are kind of short, and I really am not that into competitive play. I just feel you get such value and such polish and character, and there's music. It's so culturally rich, Splatoon, that I'm happy to just throw down $60, whatever it is, for a new game
They
whenever a
announced
new one comes
game.
out.
In Splatoon,
Are they on number 4 now? Is 4? I guess 4 is not out, right?
no,
I don't even know.
I think
They got to make a new one for the Switch too, right? That's got to be the next move sometime
No, they
soon.
already announced it.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
great. There
the
you go.
trailer-
Did I miss that?
I think the trailer dropped like 2 days ago.
It's funny,
Oh,
when
shit,
you're not
maybe I
in the
did miss that.
Nintendo universe, Nate, you have no idea what happens there anymore. Like, I have no idea.
I'm locked. I'm
what
totally
happens on the
lost.
Switch 2, I have no freaking clue.
Well, dude, the Switch 2. Okay, you know what? We'll talk about that when we talk about future stuff. We'll talk about Switch 2, which, by the way, we got to wrap up. We got like maybe 45 minutes so we can keep going, but whatever. Let's get through everything we can. So I just want to say,
I'm proud of you, though, Nate, with that choice. Mark approved.
Are you?
Of Silksong over
How could look? I think the fact that this is so good. The fact that you are a pretty different. I mean, there's overlap for sure.
We have
but we
a lot of
all
difference
here
in
appreciate
gaming
different kind of stuff. For each of us, it feels like the obvious best game
it's
of
Silksong.
recent years is
Silksong.
Silksong, without
Yeah.
question. The
Yeah.
fact that Expedition 33 won, and I quite like that game, is fucking bullshit, and it's a bunch of millennial movie game garbage, and I
Yes.
fucking get
That's
so
why
mad.
it won, because it had that
It's
whole narrative.
it's because
movie
people
thing.
didn't have to play the fucking game. They could just watch fucking YouTube cutscenes or something. Look, I don't know who's voting on this. They're idiots. They need all to be fired, possibly hanged. And Silksong should have won every category.
I'm gonna defend the Zoomers on this. Not for the. I'm not.
I don't think the
Go for it.
Zoomers are to blame. Are
Well,
they?
who's voting? Okay,
The millennials.
go
I
on,
assume
go on.
millennials picked.
It's got to be
Expedition 33.
millennials.
It's millennials.
It's the
got-
millennial simulator. You're
okay,
32
also,
years old.
Do Zoomers even give a shit about the Game of Year awards? I don't think they do.
Probably not.
They probably
I mean, look,
like,
I don't
that
really
is
care other than
core right
That
there.
is
That is very.
when I so clearly know what the best game of the year is, Silksong, and it doesn't win, then I'm like, there is a cosmic injustice that needs to be
Not
fucking
enough
corrected.
people. You know how I think.
Jesus. It's all based on mass appeal, obviously. not
Exactly,
mass
exactly.
appeal.
Because here's
Yeah,
the thing.
yeah.
I think about my friend group, my
Mm-hmm.
extension of it, and I'm like, Silksong got so popular because people were saying it's so good. It like broke out of the bubble of like
It
hot,
did. It
hot
did.
games.
Yeah,
to,
and I
like,
feel like Hollow Knight is a Zoomer series. Like Zoomers love Hollow Knight.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
Zoomer
Yeah,
I've ever
yeah, they
spoken
do.
to
Also
loves
say
Hollow
that.
Knight.
But
Peak bug slop,
here's the thing, Nate.
as they say.
I'll use one of my friends as an example here. So I think
Okay.
this phenomenon, which is, she's a quote unquote casual gamer, one of the
Oh,
filthy
God.
ones. She bought both, Hollow Knight Silksong and Expedition 33. She finished Expedition 33 and like, damn, that's a good game. She did not finish Hollow Knight Silksong.
That's it right there. That's
Just like,
it right
I'm
there.
like, oh, why? And she was like, oh, it's too hard. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
that's...
that should be a jewel in its crown. That should be a thumbs up, in my opinion.
It's just that they
You
just don't
have
think
to
that way.
actively play
People,
it. You have to
I wi-
actively engage in it.
This is why, Mark, you are so right when you talk about, and other people do this, talk about this too, like, it depends the audience that you're speaking to. And the Game Awards, by definition,
Yeah.
are just about, like, the biggest mass of people. And
Yeah.
that, unfortunately, like, all of us are basically connoisseurs. Played a million video games, we know a lot about it, et cetera, et
Yes.
cetera. We know so much better. The real injustice is treating every man, woman, and child, regardless of their experience, whatever, as equals. We are not equals. We are not even close to equals. We know we are subject matter experts relative to, the boomer guy that like he's like, oh, the Game Awards. Okay, I mean, I'm being paid to appear there, so I guess I'll do it. Some actor, I'm just making this up. And then he just like
I like
shows
this,
up,
though. I like
gets
this.
a paycheck. And he was given a list of 5 games. He like Googled them. He was a good guy, so he Googled them ahead of time. And then he saw Expedition. He's like, "Whoa, the graphics look good on this." Click, done.
Yeah, imagine
how much of it is
imagine
that
a
shit?
boomer looking at Silksong. He'd be like, "What the fuck is this?"
He wouldn't know. Yeah, he wouldn't know anything. And like, yes, I want to believe
Like
everybody played
bugs
the
and
games
anime
voted,
or whatever
but
the hell this is. There's no way.
Yes, guys, believe it or not, you have to actually play a video game and also like do the things that we talk about, like. Put effort into it. You get out of it what you put into it. That's like a key aspect of like good games. That's true of like basically all the games we've played here. Yeah, go on.
I feel disgusted. I feel disgusted by saying this because I hate like a certain type of crowd that uses this, like the get good crowds, get good crowd. But like, here's the thing.
There is an element of truth to it for sure.
Yeah.
Well, also though, I feel like an issue with the get good crowd is that it's not about beating the game. That's not the point. The point isn't you bought Silksong and you need to get good so you can beat it. So then you can go on Twitter and say I'm a gamer and I beat
that's checkbox brain nonsense.
That's not what it's about. It's
Yeah.
about that Silksong. Its design is rich enough and well designed enough that you actually have to engage in it. And so even if your friend never beats Silksong, if she keeps playing it, I mean, it's right there. Keep playing it. She'll get more out of it.
Yeah,
and
but
so
here's
it's like
the thing.
think about it like an opportunity rather than like a failure. It's not a failure that you didn't beat Silksong. It's an opportunity.
Yeah, but
You're talking to a brick wall.
Exactly.
But
I'm like giving a motivational speech here. It's going nowhere.
But here's what happens, Mark, is I'm like, oh, do you think Silksong's a bad game? He's like, no, I don't think that. I think it's hard. I'm like, oh, so just play it more to get good at it. And she's like, yeah, but, I think it's Poketopia or something.
Yeah, the new Slop's dropping, and I gotta make space in my schedule for the new Slop.
Yeah, Poketopia dropped, Animal Crossing, I gotta get in my Pokemon, new Pokemon game, I gotta play that, don't have time for Silksong, strong.
Yes, but
That's
I
it.
feel like a problem with that is our general conversation around this topic, because it's not just your friend that feels that way. If it's your friend that feels that way, that's how casual people feel, it's fine. The problem is when you have the general gaming review landscape that agrees. That's like, Silksong is too hard. Therefore, this is a problem. Therefore, Clair Obscur or whatever game you can power your way through, that's better. Like, what should happen is what Nate said. Like, the connoisseurs should be like, okay, sure, play Clair Obscur.
Correct.
That's fine. That's fine.
At
you
least
go
at
do
like
that.
the Oscars,
But
like the members of the Academy
real
vote.
game is Silksong. Just so you know, I feel like
but
that
maybe
would go such
I don't know,
a long
do they do
way.
like a people's vote? Like they do an online poll, like the people vote. I think it might be something like that. In which case, it's just that then that award seriously means next to nothing. It means
think
who
it's
sold
two.
the most units.
No.
Yeah,
that's all
exactly.
it means.
Who has the best marketing? That's what it's testing. Whose marketing is best?
But Noni, what were you
I
saying?
think it's
Is
two.
that how it works?
No, I don't think that's how it works. I think how it works, like, there is
Okay.
like the audience vote, and then there's
Okay.
like the critics vote, and I think there's
The
like
experts are
like separate categories. Yeah.
Well, okay, that's
Yes.
that's good, and it should be done based on.
But here's
I don't know.
Here's the take, Nate.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this. This perfect opportunity. If you look at Clair Obscur and you look at Silksong from a AAA developer's view, and I'm assuming that's who these people are, right?
I assume
Which
so.
game feels more in line with your philosophy of design? Which
Obviously
game
Clair Obscur, of
feels
course. Yeah.
more properly Game of the Year, AAA, Final Fantasy VII Remake type of stuff?
On the
Clair
surface
Obscur.
level?
But
yeah,
then you
of
look,
course.
and then you look at Hollow Knight Silksong. Wasn't it made by just some dudes in Australia just hanging out?
It's
in
like
their
a
house or
handful of.
whatever?
I mean, look, the team has people, but it's like two dudes, indie game, made it by themselves. Some of the best PR in the game. They like charge like
And
so
I think,
little
didn't
for
they,
the game.
And didn't they also not send out review copies to people?
I don't know.
didn't-
I have no idea.
Because
That'd be
didn't
funny.
they say, I'll research this, and Noni, you can fix this if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, just remove this. But I'm pretty sure what happened is they felt it would be unfair, Nate, to send out review copies to the press before their backers or before their fans or whatever. So everyone got
Okay.
it the same day. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So from an industry perspective, you look at Silksong, you look at Clair Obscur. Which model is better? Which one are you more comfortable with?
It depends what you mean by the word "better." Unfortunately, and
Which
there are
one is more
different interpretations.
AAA adjacent?
Oh yeah, obviously Clair Obscur. Obviously,
Yes,
of course.
that's what I mean. Like, if you work
Yeah.
in AAA, which one do you look at and be like, this is how we make games?
But this
how
is
games are made.
why we literally need a theocratic autocracy with me in charge.
Yes.
Deciding. We need deciders. Look, the market is a false god, folks. The people love their slop. They need to be told what they enjoy by people that know better, like us. That's why we're
Do you know,
geniuses.
there
Listen
used
to
to
us
be
and absorb our
a
opinion.
class of person. It was called a critic. That used to
Yeah,
be what they
yeah.
did. That used to be their job. Yeah, to
rest in
be
peace,
something
all of
that
them.
counterbalanced the market mass
Also,
appeal.
you're right, Mark, by the way. I just Googled it right now. They didn't send review copies because
Yes.
they thought that would be unfair to the original
what?
Base
Kickstarter.
department?
backers.
Homie award right there. That's
Yeah.
a homie award. And also, no access
Oh,
journalism, Nate. No access.
I know, which I
journalism.
hate intensely. Correct.
I
They
hate
totally
intensely,
circumvented
too.
it. That's awesome.
You know what? It was
That's
really
great.
nice for me too because I didn't have to race against. Because I'm always like
Yeah.
2 weeks behind IGN or a year
Right.
behind them at this point. Basically,
It's totally unfair. It's an unfair
it's
game.
totally BS, man. But Silksong, I was right in the pocket with him. I was like, yeah, I'm getting the game the same day as you guys are.
Wait.
I don't know why I'm doing this, but like there are some places where like access journalism makes like some sense if it's like limited quantities or like like you're the magazine writer, whatever. I'm just saying not everyone that does it ever is bad. It just like it leads to a lot of negative outcomes. But go on, Noni.
I think for the AAA game and it didn't send out copies to journalism, that's a bad sign for me because I'm like, that's gonna be a buggy mess. They don't trust it.
Yes, but
that's not
no,
even
because
true.
IGN is like right alongside with them. Like for example, remember Cyberpunk? IGN was like, oh yeah, we didn't get around to reviewing that on launch. We had other things to do.
Dude, remember the rules about that where they were not allowed to use their own footage of the game in their advertisements or in their
But what I'm saying is IGN went along with
the
the publishers. IGN is not like the. It would be nice if the game reviewers were like, a front line against this stuff, but they're not. They're inside the house with the killer. They're like,
dude, they have been. The industry has been so smart by bringing in the top influencers, the top critics, the top quote unquote intellectuals into the fold, neutralizing them as an enemy, turning them into allies through, arguably
career
not always shady, but career opportunities, just manipulation tactics to make their enemies into basically allies through all kinds of, access journalism and whatnot. And not everybody does it as like a bad guy or anything, but like causes a lot of fucking problems. And it's not good. And I generally look at it with a bit of distaste in my fucking mouth. And what can I say? It's just
I just want to
the
be on
reality
the
of the modern
record.
world.
Like any good brown man, if Nintendo starts sending me free copies of game, all their games are good, they're great, ideal,
Yeah, true.
I bow. Just wanted to be on the record, Nintendo, my opinion can be bots.
Well, that's
Metroid
great to know.
Prime
Here
4.
on the Internet Genius.
No need. What about Metroid Prime 4?
Ooh.
Oh, did you play Metroid Prime 4?
I was going to, Nate, and... Okay, this is funny.
Yeah.
I was going to play Metroid Prime 4.
That might be something to talk about next week. But okay, go on.
But when Nintendo fans criticize a Nintendo game, you're like, this is a disaster. Like, it has to be...
Yeah.
To get the Nintendo fans to criticize a Metroid game, it had to have gone real bad. So I was like, I don't even need to review this. I don't even need to deal with this.
That's a good call.
If the Nintendo fans are dealing with it, I don't need to deal with this.
Damn. Very true. Very true. Well, shit, man. Is there anything else to say about Silksong specifically? Because, like, we got to motor along, fellas.
I was stuck on the final nail upgrade, like the festival minigame thing to get the final nail
the
upgrade.
minigames, yep.
Hey, man. My controller was actually broken, so that didn't contribute. Like, it was actually, like, slightly fucked. But
I can believe it.
It took me like 2 hours for like the pogo like keep hitting the ball up. It was frustrating. That was about it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
So 1 out of 10 wouldn't play again.
10,
wouldn't
those
recommend.
2 hours railroaded it. In the binge.
Let me just like Hornet's character was delightful. The overall
Hornet.
Story is great. I mean, I love that dude that like. A trigger warning, everybody, but there is sexual assault in Silksong when that dude tries to perv on her in the hot spring or whatever, and then also like tries to kiss her, and she slaps away. Hornet's great. Hornet is a wonderful character,
and I like the character design better than the original Hollow Knight character.
I mean,
I like Hornet.
It's better. It definitely has more like.
I like the height,
dynamism.
and I like the sort of. The animation,
dude, the animations are way better. They've really leveled up.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
And
dude,
no inertia.
It's so beautiful.
No inertia, Nate. No inertia.
No
That's
inertia.
real
Right when you start,
stuff. Well, no,
dude,
your movement.
The press
so
button
basically,
to run. Press
if
to
a
run
AAA,
is so good.
If a AAA developer made Silksong, they would add a bunch of inertia to your movement to make it, I don't know, whatever they think.
Realistic
or smooth or whatever they think. But since
AKA
Silksong
bad.
is a gamer's game, no inertia.
Correct.
Instead,
Dude.
they just have amazing animation. You don't need it. You just have great animation.
just
I've had to point
cannot
this out to
stress
so many
enough.
people. People are like,
You're right. You're right.
this
You're
is why
absolutely right.
Silksong, I like it, because you can point to it and be like, no, look, see, Silksong did this. It's like a positive example you can turn to a lot of the time. Where
Indeed.
people talk about, oh, you can't do this, and people hate it. It's like, Silksong did it. It's like, oh.
Silksong, there's all these excuses are out the fucking window. You can make turn-based combat. Everybody loves it. Metroidvanias are great. I mean, everybody loves Metroidvanias, but like this is like the super polished, beautiful. The church aesthetic is super awesome.
Yeah.
The world is fleshed out. It's great. Look, the thing about me is I love Metroidvanias. I love exploring the worlds. The bigger, the fucking better for me. I want more slop in my Metroidvania.
I feel like
because
I
it's
put
good slop.
like a flash drive into your brain. I've downloaded your taste. I know it now. I know what
you
like.
do. You do. I basically platinumed that game. I don't think I like literally got a platinum, but I got over 100% in that game. I did like all the side quests. I got all the upgrades. Got everything. I got all the what are they called? Like the crests. You know, Noni, those whatever they are, like the thing for all the super challenges.
Trophies, I think they're
the
called.
Trophies. Yeah, that's right. Got them all. It was totally sick, and I cannot wait for the goddamn DLC. I will be there day fucking one.
I hope they have a boss rush. I'm really hoping for a boss rush.
Well, let me just tell you. So the final DLC was called God Home of the original Hollow Knight.
Yes.
I mean, maybe you know this, but it was the boss rush that everybody wanted, and that's we need that in Silksong 100%.
We definitely do.
I think they will do it.
That.
I think they have to do it, and I can't wait.
I think they might just make it the final one like they did last time. Since
they should. That's the right thing to do for sure. Dude, it's so good. Holy shit! What an amazing game. It just it's like a mythical rumor of a game that seems like it's in development hell or gone or dead or it'll never come out, and then it comes out, and maybe not like literally every way, but like as close as it is, it just like surpasses. It gave me everything I wanted and things I hadn't even imagined I wanted. Let me point out my literal favorite moment in that game. Okay, in this game, what is it? You collect fleas, right? The fleas. Yeah. Slight spoiler, but like this is a very end game thing. Whatever. I'm gonna say it anyway because it's awesome. You can skip this if you want to. So in the original game, there's a thing with the grubs, right? You collect the grubs, and at the end, you collect all the grubs. Oh, it looks so happy. And then at the end, once you get them all, Grubfather devours all the grubs. And it's like a dark twist on like the fetch quest of the whole game. Oh, it's so Dark Souls and despair and all that bad stuff. In this game, it's really set up in a very similar way with like the flea collecting quest. And they're like the festival. It's going to be the festival at the end once all fleas are gathered. And they gather and you're like braced for a boss fight. It's framed ominously. And then kablamo, it's a fucking party. It was a subversion of that exact same trope they did in the first one, but with a positive spin, and it was ultra giga massive Kino. It was so good, and then you're rewarded with gameplay challenges to use the skills you've acquired to do more shit to win more trophies. It was so good. That's the kind of shit that shows they really understand what hardcore gamers, emphasis on gay, love about their games, such as myself. It was so good. It was the best thing ever. It just really knocked it out of the fucking park in virtually every single way. I could gush for a long time about Silksong, but I'll leave it at that. Anything else you guys want to say on it?
I just want to say one boss that I found really delightful. I don't know if he's my favorite boss in terms of like the actual combat encounter, but my favorite boss in terms of combat encounter plus like animations and personality is Trobio. Trobio is just delightful.
Great boss.
I remember laughing and smiling, and when I play, I'm a stoic, serious guy. This game got me to laugh, and that's pretty impressive. So Trobio, shout outs to Trobio. I love Trobio.
Dude, how about just so Grandmother Silk's design is, I love it. It's very so beautiful looking. It looks so great. I will say, a little too easy. I do think that she's a little too easy.
Yes, I agree.
Right.
I was a little
need
let
hard
down by
mode
that.
stuff for this. Yeah.
Hopefully,
that's kind of my one
the
criticism.
I know. Yeah, it loses little heat at the end, doesn't it?
It really does. It's a little too easy, especially if you go everywhere. And that like Act 3 super final, mega end game boss. It was a bigger challenge. Wasn't quite enough. It needed a little more heat, as you said. So I'm praying some DLC will amp things up. It sure did in the fucking in the original game.
I'm quite sure.
We'll see. Hell yeah, can't wait. Noni, any other comments on Gong?
It sucks on. Go play it if you haven't for whatever reason.
Sponsored by Silksong. We've been influenced to think that this is a great game against our will by money. Please enjoy responsibly.
Oh,
okay.
no, Nate. Don't even joke about that these days. Don't
I
even.
know. Okay, guys, I think we have to do rapid fire shit. So I'm sorry to cut things off, but like we're getting pretty close. And I want to do a brief section on future games we're looking forward to.
Yes.
So how about
I'm
we
ready.
just do a quick round robin?
Okay.
So Noni, I think you were next. You wanna
I
go?
don't think we're actually going to talk about this much. There is a turn-based game called Chained Echo. It's indie, 2D pixel, all that, jargon. I want to mention this, and actually, because of the earlier talk with Mark about the things you don't like about RPGs, Chained Echo solves that. Because you can't grind in Chained Echo.
Nice.
The only way to level up is by beating the boss. That's it.
Okay, yeah, smart. That's one way to handle it.
So all the enemies
Yeah,
up at
JRPGs can handle it if they want. They just choose
Correct.
not to.
They can't. True. It's true. Because they're for babies most of the time.
But yeah, no. I like Chained Echoes. Honestly, mostly for like the technical gameplay. Like you actually need to use status effects. You have like a limited pool of like MPN moves. It's like, hey, you start every fight, full bar, full HP, full MP. You get to use all your moves. You gotta use them, or you're not winning the fight. There's no grinding. It's pretty short. There's super bosses. Also, it's like super cheap. But like, yeah, just a high recommendation.
Okay, I guess let's just go in around. I'll just say one real quick. I am going to give a special shout out to Factorio, my boy, which like it's like quote unquote really released in like 2020. I'm just going to say Factorio is another like time sync game.
Okay, so I know people on Steam who play Factorio all the time, like some of my Steam friends. I have no idea what this game is. What is just real quick, like what is it?
Okay, the quick summary is you are basically engineer lost on an alien world, and it is technically a survival game because there's aliens that will kill you. But really what you do is you build infrastructure and you build up industry to make refined materials, make like, I don't know, assembly machines. You follow recipes to make like chips and switches and gears, and you construct everything in increasingly elaborate and complex factories. And the satisfaction of the game comes from like getting your inputs into outputs and getting real materials that progress you along like development paths that let you unlock new items and stuff. Kind of like StarCraft, only like this is the whole game is like unlocking new things to build or whatever.
StarCraft.
But yeah, so it's like that. You make more complicated stuff, and it gets like exponentially more complicated, exponentially more hard to do. It exponentially requires more resources. So it's about managing like your electricity, your water flow, your oil refineries, your
is it
iron
like
harvesting.
Civilization? Is it like Civilization?
Yes.
In sort of, yes, but far more technical and more like nitty-gritty details. You have one machine that just makes gears. It's your job to figure out how to get the refined iron into this machine to make gears to feed into the levers. And those levers go on to put switches from block A to block B. And it just spirals out. And eventually your goal is to make a spaceship to leave the planet that you are marooned on. So that's what you're trying to do. And it's complicated all along the way. But it's a total like train simulator, like in real life, guys that like build train sets to just like move stuff around for fun. Only this is about like collecting resource and stuff. It's super satisfying to build something and watch it go. Would recommend watching Doshington's videos where he makes like crazy elaborate builds. And like if you watch like one of those, you will get a sense of like why people enjoy this game. So check it out, Factorio. Like it's one of these games that's like literally evil, because it will just suck your time forever and you will die making more and more elaborate builds. It never stops. You can go forever if you want to.
Isn't Civilization like that too? Because there's a guy.
Yes, it is like that.
One of my friend's dad, after work every day back in high school, he would play, I don't know which Civilization was, either 2 or 3 or whatever it was, every single day for like, but it was like, okay, I come home from work, 3 hours of Civilization every day.
That's what it's like, correct. Dude, you budget time every day to clock in.
Yeah, and he didn't play any other games. That was the one game he played with Civilization.
Yep, so it's very much like that. Most people really love it, that get into it and find it very satisfying, on like a level above its contemporaries, I would say.
Do
But
you
I didn't
battle
play many
stuff
others.
like StarCraft?
So as you build stuff, you generate pollution from your factories, and that pollution scatters around the alien planet, and that attracts native alien monsters to kill you. So you do have to manage building defenses for your base, because they will just come and destroy your factories because you're spreading pollution that they don't like. So you do have to manage fighting those non-player character mobs that spawn in, and they're everywhere, and they get stronger the longer the game goes on and the more pollution you generate. So it's about, like, you have to balance your resources. You can't put too much energy into just making your, science. You have to put energy into making weaponry also to balance these factors so you don't get overwhelmed. But if you just build too much, you will attract too many aliens of too strong a level because you just, let them evolve. So you're kind of racing against the clock at the same time. So you're bouncing all this stuff. It's complicated. You can get locked out in a run and just overwhelmed by aliens, have to start over. So... yes, lot to cover, lot to do in there. It's a good game in heavy quotation in that it's actually too good at robbing you of your time. I played this game Forager once. I made a video about it during me and Mafiva. It just sucks your time. You put in resources, it'll be gone, but you do have a pretty cool base when you're done. Okay, speed round continues. Mark, you got another thing?
Yes. So speaking of StarCraft, I actually this is kind of an old pick, but it counts. Because I was trying to think of a remaster that I like a remaster that I think it did a good job, because those are kind of rare. And I think StarCraft Brood War Remastered is a pick, because I played the original Brood War so many hours.
Remaster, huh?
I was very skeptical of Remastered. Here's the things that I like about it. First of all, you can use all of the original graphics. I think there might be some slight sharpening to them, but I mean, I can't tell a huge difference. So I don't play with the remastered graphics, dude. I play with the OG graphics.
Okay, sure.
So you can play with the OG graphics.
Is this really an appropriate pick if it's just the original version with the original graphics?
No,
what's
because
the pitch here?
Okay, so what they did. Here's what it is. Okay, so StarCraft Brood War has a very intense, serious competitive scene in Korea. I mean, they take this shit really seriously. And so why that is really important is because when it comes to balance and it comes to respecting a game's design, I've noticed a trend among Western developers especially is that they are way better about this with multiplayer games than they are single-player games. Single-player, they don't give a shit. They will do whatever they want to do. But multiplayer, the Korean competitive players were breathing down their neck, and they're like, oh, okay, well. Yeah. So they did not make any balance changes. The only balance change they made was that there was a glitch in the original game that made a certain ship not work. It just did not work.
Sure.
And everyone's like, this ship, the Valkyrie, shouts the Valkyrie.
They should probably make it work.
It should actually work. And it was a sprite limit glitch. So they removed the sprite limit glitch. Okay. So now the Valkyrie can fly and shoot stuff. but other than that, completely maintaining all of the original design, the competitive design. And then they added, I think, a really nice hotkey compromise. Because basically the way it works is that in the original Brood War, the hotkeys were alphabetical. So it was kind of nonsense. It's depending on the name of your unit, it's either all the way across the keyboard or right next to you. And it's just please be named something with a G or something like that, So they're like, okay, that's absurd. So you can remap the hotkeys based off the units without them being based on their names. But they did not allow you to rebind the hotkeys for the overall system hotkey. This is very technical, but basically what this means is that you still have to do control 1 through 0 and then the F keys. So that dexterity that you need to hit all of the keys and controls, and that's still maintained because they didn't change those. So I find this is the type of stuff with remasters, what they should be doing if they're going to do it is stuff and then they improve the netcode and all that. That's really important. But of course. These slight, just very careful shifts versus what we see with remasters and remakes all the time, where they just throw the entire design of the game out the window. Because what they could have done, because StarCraft Brood War has a ton of mechanical limitations.
They could have tweaked everything and anything, and
they could have just turned it. They could have just turned it into StarCraft 2 by removing all the limitations. But they didn't, and they didn't because the Korean players would have rioted and killed them. So
thank God for Korea.
Thank God for them. So that was. I wanted to give a shout out to Remaster, and I just wanted to point out Brood War Remaster, and I wanted to point out that I think multiplayer is something that Western developers will understand balance and design a lot more than in single player. It's like a weird phenomenon you'll notice, where if you make an argument, for example, you can't just grind to win in single player. If you make that argument in a single player game, the developer's like, well, but people want to, that's kind of unfair if some people can't be skill based. But if you say you can't grind to win in multiplayer, everyone's like, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
Are you stupid?
Right.
Of course you can't grind to win in multiplayer. That's not good. So, basically, these ethics.
You wanted to shout out like a remaster that did it right, basically, right?
The one.
That didn't fuck things up. The one.
Basically
okay, the one. Right.
And I give full credit, it's not to Blizzard. I think if Blizzard had their way, it would have been. Because there was Warcraft 3 Reforged right after. Disaster. Complete disaster. Right. I think it's really the Korean competitive players that are to thank for. I mean, it is so catering to them that you can have Korean commentary as you play. You can have Korean commentators getting hype as you play. So, it really that's why it works. Is because the competitive scene kept it on track.
That's good stuff. Okay, we've got to rush though. Noni, buddy, what do you got? Let's any more? How many more you got? Just out of curiosity.
I have two, I think, yeah.
Okay. All right, let's go for one.
Hi-Fi Rush, 3D action game.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never played Hi-Fi Rush. I didn't ever play it.
People seem to like it.
It's good. It's like a tight 6-hour experience. It rewards you if you're skillful at it, because it's like a rhythm game, essentially. So when you do better, the better, more you pay attention. Hey, like the fucking 3D cartoony art style. It's pretty cheap. No DRM. The moment the developers got their hand on the full game again, they removed all the DRM, which I think is a based move, personally speaking.
Yes, kind of.
Also,
definitely.
Speaking of DRM, when Remastered came out, Brood War Remastered came out, I didn't get it because it had DRM. I was like, fuck that.
Right.
That's gone now. They removed it.
I'd love to see it.
Just a great game. Just a great game to play. I don't really have deeper points about it specifically.
Okay.
I'll have a quick question about
okay.
Hi-Fi Rush to help with the point.
Go for it.
I was curious about it because I haven't played it. You know the rhythm element where you have to like move on rhythm and stuff?
Yes.
If you don't do that, if you just try to play it normally, does the game... I'm hoping what the game does is say, no, you actually have to play on rhythm. Or does it kind of go, well, that's fine. It doesn't really matter.
The game cheats a little bit because... You're always on rhythm. Like, even if your character is standing still, you can see them tapping their foot to the rhythm. And when you press the button, the actual, like, how the input translates kind of, like, always, like, puts you in it. But if you're actually on it, you get, like, the bonuses, the actual, extra effects, the super moves, the combos. Like, you can just press the buttons and your attack will work just fine. But if you don't actually press it on the rhythm, you won't get like the combos and like the super moves.
Oh, that's not too bad. What I would think would be even cooler is if you were off rhythm, like nothing would happen. So like if you go to move and you're off rhythm, your character you have to like wait to the next beat.
I think the developers weren't that brave.
But it sounds like the game kind of half measures it,
No.
where it's like buffers the input.
Hey, for what it's worth, you can go to the menu of the game and choose the level of precision you want. Like, you can get it to, like, hey, if you don't press it, like, I think it doesn't... I haven't played on that, honestly, personally. Like, I haven't played on the max stuff, but the game does, like, at the beginning... hey, do you want it to be, like, light? Do you want visual elements to help you with the rhythm? Or do you want just, like, pure music, pure flow?
Okay, but the consequence for not being on beat seems pretty low. Is that fair to say?
The enemies are pretty hard if you're not on rhythm.
Okay, so you feel like you do need to do the rhythm stuff to like beat the tougher enemies. Okay.
On the tougher enemies.
All right.
It's really that like the game is hard if you like go for it.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. No.
All right, guys, we gotta speed along. So let's
go ahead.
Carry it on. All right, I'll take one. I'm just going to give a huge shout out to another. I don't know if that game really counts as an RPG. Whatever, doesn't matter. It's got to be Neo Twoey the sequel to The World Ends
you really
With You.
like that. You really like that. I've never played it or
Neo
anything.
Twowie. I think it is a fantastic... Now, is it perfect? No, nothing's perfect. What it is a fantastic sequel to one of the best DS games that carried the story forth in a reasonably good way. The story's kind of kooky and all over the place, just like the first one. But Ringo's character arc, as it resolves, is fantastic. The music is fantastic. And overall, just the general gameplay and the stuff that Twowie does, like encouraging you to play every level through all the way... It gives, like, even the first Twowie and this Twowie, they both have this deep, rich feeling, like, that encourages you to really explore every corner of the game that I love. I love when a game challenges me and encourages me to experience that, like, to that full degree, to, like, collect every pin and beat every minigame and talk to every NPC, and it's so rich and stuff you can flesh out that way. I never beat the Super Boss. I've mean to go back and do that. I've got to do that sometime. And, and the gameplay, the way that they adapted the gameplay from, like, it had to be different. The DS, totally different gameplay than on, like, a PlayStation controller, whatever you want to do. You just map, like, each character's mapped to one button when their charges are available. You just push their button and they just attack. It sounds simple. It is brilliant. It works so well. It has flash. It has flair. It is so fun. Your entire team fights at the same time, unlike lots of other RPG-esque games where they're arbitrarily, like, people are just gone for some reason. It is so good. Love it intensely. Neo Twowie, fantastic. And yet it completely fucking bombed. It had, like, no advertising. Nobody fucking bought this game.
Wow,
what
did it come out on? What did it come out on?
Switch. It was on the Switch era. Also PS4.
Yes.
That genre, that era of stuff.
Okay.
And it's on PC now, which I think is probably by far the best way to play it. That's how I'm going to play when I play it again.
We need to shout out. We need to shout out about
Yeah.
Twowie. Twowie came onto PC literally as a stealth drop. I think there is like one flame in like some Steam compilation.
This is like some shmup marketing. This is how shmups are released.
There are conspiracy theories about this that, like, what is going on at Square Enix? They are trying to make this game fail so they don't have to make good games. Something is up. Something's going on here.
Okay, so I have a theory that may transfer to this because it's a shmup thing. But there's a company called M2, and they do a lot of like big re-releases and stuff like that. And then there's this smaller division called M2 Shot Triggers that does these hardcore shmup releases. And I get the feeling that basically these developers work on these games in like their spare time at the office. Like it's not even it's like barely recognized as like part of the company. It's like, okay, fine, you can work on that on your smoke break or whatever. And then the company does not give a shit how the game performs, and they do not want to spend $1 on marketing.
Actually,
not $1. So what happens is these games just come out, and it's like literally like one tweet with like 500 followers. It's like, by the way, the new game's out. Like
it's
there's
nuts,
no marketing, there's no promotion. Sometimes they come out, and I've been looking forward to them, and I didn't even know they came out until like months later. I'm like, oh, Night Striker Gear came out 3 months ago, apparently. So that may be something similar where Square looks at it and they're like, this will make $0. Fuck this game. We're not spending $1 on marketing. That's a theory.
And Noni, what were you saying?
I think it might be more insidious, Mark, because I don't know the exact timeline. I think it is actually. The original Twowie got like a re-release on PC and Switch and stuff like that. And there was also like an anime, like a full-blown anime accompaniment, like teasing the new game.
For the first game, but yes, that's right.
Like the new...
And it sucked, by the way. That anime looked like garbage. It was trash.
So it's like, it feels odd to have like an anime and a remaster of the original, and then just like, hey, and here is the sequel, and there's just like zero.
Dude,
like,
I feel like some executive had it out for this fucking game and wanted this series like killed. It feels that. I don't know if that's true, but it feels that way. It really does.
They probably saw it. They tried it with. This happened with Shot Triggers. They tried it with the first one. Okay, we'll give it a little marketing. We'll give it a little promotion. It flops, and they're like, "Fuck this." But then they're like, "Yeah, but we're in development for the second already." They're like, "Oh,
great,
God, just get it out now. Just release it." This is all just kind of something I've speculating on, but it's a pattern I've noticed. Is like basically
there's got to be inner conflict at companies, like to some degree. It's a real thing, of course. There's different teams, different priorities. People don't like getting their projects kicked around or whatever, or like deprioritized or reprioritized over other things. God, I don't know. That is going to manifest in some way. TWEWY may well be one of those situations. Like, it's a miracle they even... The weird thing is they even let it be made in the first place if they didn't want to budget it. Why even make it at all if you don't... I feel like... But they bullied them. They hounded them, and I think they wanted to shut everybody up, and they wanted to be like, never bother us about this. It's been like 20 fucking years with you people bothering us about this game. Please shut up. Oh, no, the game bombed. Whoopsie daisy. Well, that game was great.
Another thing that's kind of interesting about Japanese studios, I've noticed, is they're a little less purely economical than Western studios. Like,
a little
sometimes
less.
I think they will sometimes release things out of because like the staff just want to make it, and the company's like, fine, make your stupid game and release it, but we're not going to invest in it at all. Yeah. I feel like a kind of a similar example to that was going to be one of my picks, so I'm going to slide it in here.
Sure.
Was Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection by Capcom. Yeah. I feel like, because that's the original developer, and they did a decent job with it, but I feel like that game only exists because Capcom were like, all right, we got to give honor to this guy. He's like kind of important, you know, he's legacy. Like, I don't think a Western studio would have made Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection. I think that was a specifically Japanese studio being like, okay, because of your legacy, okay, here you go, make the game. But that's it. I think that might happen sometimes in Japanese studios.
I hope so. I hope they do more of it. I don't know, like, because I can't encourage someone to, like, it doesn't make sense to tell a company to lose money. I want them to, like, find a way to make money.
If it's great art, you have to just tell them, all right, this is like your tax for all the slop you make. You have to invest and release something good
this is
once
the deal
every
with
3
patrons.
years. For the love of God.
This is supposed to be the way that patrons worked with art, like the Pope paying Michelangelo and shit. He gives you money, you make the art, that's it. Like... There's
and
a
it's like
version
penance.
of that.
Like
that's
penance,
like what Patreon's
for,
right?
It should be penance for all of these AAA studios that release slop. It's like, listen, you have to release one artistically valid game every so often. You have
and we
to.
should be the judges. We get to decide.
It's a requirement of your company. You have to.
The panel of internet geniuses will be weighing in on this and determining whether you are positive or negative. If you're in art debt. And you have to pay it back.
Yeah, that's right. Your slop percentages are too high. You're going into art debt. You need to pay off this debt and make something artistically valid, even if you lose money.
That's a great idea. Okay, we've got to hustle along. Whose turn was it? What were we just talking about? Oh, that was your suggestion, Mark. So I guess
I think we're talking about future releases.
We can. Do we want to just wrap up? Let's wrap up our final things that we like. Yeah, so Noni, go ahead.
I think this is a game I have some stuff to say about, but, you know, all of us are familiar with. Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry 5.
Yes, of course. Which I still need to play. I only got like a little bit into it, to my shame.
The breadth of just how deep you can go with each character, and like how just the game responds to the difficulty like increases like mechanically, and just it's awesome. It's amazing. The DLC is awesome. Virgil's awesome. Like, this is like Devil May Cry 3, but then they cranked up everything, and the game looks gorgeous and runs fucking awesome, even on like low-end hardware, which is what I originally played it on.
Wow. Okay.
No,
that's surprising.
Yeah. No. Capcom be making
great game. From what I know, I got to finish it. I'm an idiot for not doing so already. And Virgil is literally me. That's literally me. I am the storm that is approaching.
Now, the actual campaign, campaign experience of playing the game and like repeating the same level like 7 fucking times.
Not great.
You know, not the best, but the actual
not the best.
The character action part of the character action game is 10 out of 10. They nailed it. No notes.
I got to get in on that. Okay, are we all done? I think, Mark, do you have any other games you want to mention here?
A game that no one will care about, but I got to mention it anyway, because I kind of alluded to. There was a rail shooter that came out last year called Night Striker Gear. It was made by the creator. The director is the creator of Ikaruga. So you can, if you're into Ikaruga, there's some real DNA link there. Also, a good rail shooter coming out is quite a rare occasion. And like your pick, Neo TWEWY, it bombed so hard no one even knows it exists. So
damn.
gotta shout out Night Striker gear. I really like it a lot, and if I don't give it love, no one else will. So there you go.
Indeed, very true, very true. And do I have anything else here? I guess I'll just shout out this was a pretty good game. There was a pretty good game recently called Elden Ring. That was a pretty good game. I did enjoy it.
Elden Ring.
Would recommend. Elden Ring, not a bad game. Not a bad game.
No, not a
just
bad.
from
No,
Slop.
not a bad game. It's just like Elden Ring is such a phenomenon that like
it almost goes
so
without saying, right?
I live in Idaho. Yeah, it almost goes without saying. It's like GTA 5 or some shit. Like I live in Idaho, and the only kind of gamers out here in Idaho that are aware of like games is like, first-person shooters, Call of Duty, that kind of stuff. I was at a barbecue with these guys, and they all play like, FPS and everything. Nothing wrong with that. But they don't play shit that I play, right? One of the guys turns to me, he's like, have you heard of this Elden Ring? And all of these FPS players were like, oh, it's actually like pretty fucking cool. It was the most surreal experience. Like all the normies I hang around with. At a barbecue, all of a sudden they're talking about Elden Ring. I'm like, what the hell? That is
these
crazy.
guys know about Mikola and
I think one of the things similar to Elden Ring is like The Witcher, like The Witcher 3, like that. For being,
it penetrated pretty far.
Like it's like being like 100 hours, multifaceted choice game with like honestly not that good of a like actual gameplay loop. It was just, it hit different. It just hit different that the normies were like, ooh, what's this?
Yeah, it's crazy how popular it was. It is wild how popular that game was.
It is kind of bizarre how popular it did in fact get. So there's I didn't play Night Rain, that DLC, but the Mikola DLC, whatever the fuck that was called, the Shadowlands or whatever, dude, that was awesome. And Mikola's by far my favorite character in Elden Ring. Compelling, interesting,
I'm going to get
angelic.
to Elden Ring. I'm going through the souls, reviewing them one by one, and then the final boss, the final review. Fucking EldenRing.
Sounds cool, man. The people will love that.
Yes. So
I would love to hear your take on Dark Souls 2, though.
That's next. I'm really excited for
that. Great.
Yeah, so my only experience with Elden Ring is pretty limited because my computer was not powerful enough to run it. And remember how like fucking shitty the PC port was in terms of performance?
Oh, yeah.
And I tried to refund Elden Ring 5 times, and Steam's like, nah, playa. No. I was like, I can't run it. Because I tried to run it at like really low specs and stuff for like hours, and it just was not working. I tried to refund. I was like, listen, Steam, trust me. I'm not trying to scam you. I cannot run this game. And Steam's like, no. So I ironically now have an upgraded PC, and I have Elden Ring still. So
dude, I upgraded my PC. I have a new one that was also so I could get like some Elden Ring stuff and it could actually play properly.
Elden Ring forced everyone to upgrade their PC.
It did. It literally did. It was for Elden Ring specifically. So there you go. And I almost forgot, but I should also shout out Outer Wilds, which is this totally awesome like 3D exploration, semi-puzzle solving, but it's all in your head and it's totally sick. It's like one of the best games ever of recent years for doing like a uncovering the mystery playthrough type stuff. My brother Ben turned me on to it. It was totally sick and would highly recommend. It's great just going in knowing literally nothing about it, so I guess that's kind of perfect for this. But yes, I definitely would include Outer Wilds. Never played a game like it, and it was totally awesome. Check it out now. Okay, we're officially ending the section of good games that we liked from recent history. Thank you for attending the seminar. And now, let's do our, I guess it'll have to be relatively quick, because we got to end pretty
I want to
soon.
start off because it ties right into Elden Ring. So mine.
Okay, and so our section of games we're looking forward to, that's what we're talking about. Okay, take the floor, Mark.
I'm really looking forward to, out of curiosity, Duskbloods. So this is the Souls PvP game coming out on the Switch 2 of all things. I may have to borrow a Switch 2 to play this damn thing.
I know, right?
But I am really curious about this because Souls PvP, everyone talks about it all these years. I've always had kind of an interest in what it would look like if they made a real game like that's directly about PvP. And I think that's a cool direction for them to go in because I talked about before the GTA syndrome. Like Elden Ring, okay, you did it. You made their giant ass game. You don't need to make Elden Ring 2 and make another giant ass game. Instead, I want to see them like scale down, branch out, focus. And I think the PvP game is like a great choice. It's like a great opportunity. It's something everyone's been wanting to see. It's kind of ridiculous. It's on the Switch, but I'm assuming...
It is bizarre, yeah.
I actually have a theory, a game theory, Pat, which is that maybe the reason why they're going with the Switch is like this is going to be sort of a small scale game, kind of just testing the concept, seeing does this work, getting some of that Nintendo money, and then if it works, then they'll probably do a real bigger, like actual Souls PvP, and that'll be out on everything. That's my theory.
I hope so.
Anyway. Yeah, I think Duskbloods is kind of like a test to see, does this work? Will people like this? So I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay, great. All right, Noni, you got one? You want to go?
CRPGs. It's this. I fucking forgot the name. Is it by the dudes that made Baldur's Gate 3? Like they.
Oh, they're making a new one, huh?
Yes.
Oh shit, dude!
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't.
Me neither.
It.
I lost it in my notes because I'm like, I would not forget what this is called. I would.
I know,
never.
right?
Baldur's Gate 4.
No, actually, Wizard of the Coast, Hasbro fucked them up so hard. They're just like, no, we're not even making DLC for this. Actually,
Divinity? Is it Divinity? Is that
yes.
the game? Yeah. Okay.
Divinity Original Sin 3. Like that is something I'm looking like highly forward to. Baldur's Gate 2 was amazing, and they had like a lot of like legal weird bullshit with Dungeons and Dragon IP. But now this is their thing. This is like they can go as crazy as they want, and they have the money. So
everybody loved Baldur's Gate 3, and it seems like it is worth playing. I should do it sometime. That's a good one to point out.
Yeah, no. Looking forward to that one. I guess Nate, the table's yours.
Okay, so I'm cheating because, look, I'm sure I thought about it. There's really not any one game. I tricked you all along. This was a secret Doomer episode the entire time because there's actually no game I'm actually looking forward to that much. However, there were bits and pieces of games. I have won. Correct.
God damn it! I take that back. I take my answer back and I change it to your answer. I like this answer better.
Well, that's good too. But there are bits and pieces of games, so there sort of is a real thing going on. So, look, I'm just going to give you my list here because it's all a little bit abstract, and it's just this. So, like, I will eventually buy the new Bing Bing Wahoo Mario game and probably the new, like, Zelda for the Switch 2 whenever they inevitably come out. Like, I'll play them.
It's like a duty. It's like a parking ticket.
Good.
You have to pay.
They're, like, always good.
Honestly, fair enough.
Right? I play them. I always enjoy them. They're always good. I have not bought a Switch 2. I really don't want to spend, like, $5, $6, whatever the fuck, $100 it is. It's insane. But, like,
it's insane.
Eventually I could probably do it sometime. Okay, so that's one category. Next is like, so I still have not played Final Fantasy 16. I have a new PC, so I'll probably do it sometime. One of these days, I'll play Final Fantasy 16. And eventually there will be a Final Fantasy 17. And like, I still feel honor bound. I do want to play them. I don't know if they'll be good. I don't know if they'll feel at all.
Do you want me to give a gameplay spoiler? Not story, gameplay spoiler for 16.
Gameplay? Yeah, please, go ahead.
Okay, so what happens with 16, because I experienced this, is when you first play it, it's kind of cool. You're like, this kind of rules.
Yeah.
When you first play it, but as it goes on, it just kind of morphs into like just doing summons, like the melee combat, all of that kind of action game stuff starts to get completely overwhelmed. Yeah, it gets completely overwhelmed by the leveling.
Is it by pure like spectacle nonsense that's not technical at all and just looks cool or something?
Yes.
Lame. Okay, yeah, I mean that's not.
So it's more fun. So what's going to happen is when you play it initially, you're like, this is fun. Like the early game is actually pretty fun, but as it goes on, it just it falls off.
Okay,
for me
well,
anyway.
good to know. And Final Fantasy has lost a ton of its identity, and so this is sort of a Stockholm Syndrome thing for me, but, like, I do still want to just follow along and just keep my eye on the pulse and, like, see how it's going, because I suspect it's not going great.
You played 15, right?
I did.
I didn't play 15. Let me know if you like 16 better, because I would still probably like 16 better than 15. Like, ironically,
I think you would. I think
16 would still probably be the Final Fantasy game that I would play. Other than
Noni played the shit out of 15, didn't you?
I need to interject, Mark. You reached out to me. You reached out to me during this podcast. You tried to save my soul. I gotta save you. 15 is not a video game worth touching on any metric scale or level.
It's an abortion. It is a fucked up clusterfuck.
Thank you for saving me that. Even the thought of playing 15, even the notion has now been abandoned.
I didn't hate every single thing in 15. I wouldn't even maybe call it a bad game, but it is a weird game, and it is not high on my list of games I would recommend.
Okay, there's obviously the hyperbole memes of this game plays itself. You just press a button.
Dude, we all did the memes with 15. Hold one button, hold circle, it plays itself.
It's real. It's literally.
I put it in my video about it. Yes, you just hold a button, and he does so much bullshit. He's twisting, he's flipping, he's throwing swords. It just keeps happening while you hold one button.
He's parried.
It's nuts.
I want to give a shout out to Nate's own video. Like a hidden gem of a Nate video. Remember your Dissidia video?
I
People
sure
should
do.
Check. That one was really fun. So, guys, check out Nate's Dissidia video.
Thank you. I think that was
really
in reference to, I was talking about how NT sucked and it failed.
Yes.
And the original was great.
Great
The
video.
original was so good.
Great video.
Great.
Air
Thank you.
dashes, etc. Yes.
Oh yeah! Holy shit! What the original? Well, that and Duodecim, legendary games. I would instantly buy a new one, but I'm not buying this 3-player slop bullshit. Whatever, it looks bad.
They made a mobile game. They're making a mobile game.
It's a mobile game nonsense. Who gives a fuck? Jesus Christ! It's over. It's all over for us.
It's over. When it hits
last
mobile,
two things.
It's like
It's over.
Put it to bed. Put it to bed.
Okay, just two last things. Silksong DLC. As a category, I will play all of that probably day one. I will slurp it up like the grateful little hog that I am. Holy shit, I want more. It's like the best thing ever. It's my crack. More Silksong immediately. I want to play it right fucking now, but I'll do it later. Okay,
I'm going to wait for the boss rush. That's what I want.
I'll keep you posted. I will let you know.
Yeah.
Develops as they come. Okay, and last thing. This one's funny. I'm a little conflicted about this. And people will know why. I mean, if they know my oeuvre, my old work and stuff. And I'm going to shout out Deltarune and the as of yet
Undertale.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
The sequel to the Undertale. Toby Fox is a savant. Do I like literally every single thing in the games? Not every single thing. Overall, the experience of playing Deltarune is so good. Is so well crafted. He's musically great. The characters are good and compelling. The combat is great. The weird,
He's
the weird route.
JRPG hero, Toby Fox. I've always gotten that feeling.
He's best friends with Shigeru Miyamoto or whoever. the Kirby guy, Sakurai. They're all friends now. He lives in Japan, speaks fluent Japanese. He's living the weeb dream. I'm very happy for him and jealous. But Deltarune is just undeniably good. I do have concerns about the chapter structure. I always did since the very beginning. I made a video about it a million years ago. And yeah, chapter structures are scary. I will say now what I said then. I actually do trust Toby to deliver a good story. I think he has never failed me. He could fail me, and I would eat those words if the ending's bad. I think that he will have planned it out enough. Even though I think waiting years between parts of his story is really not the best way to do it. The fact of the matter is every part that he delivers has been excellent. And so I look forward to the completed 7 chapters, whatever
Why
it is.
is he
greatly.
Just it takes a lot of time, I'm guessing. Why is it?
I mean,
why is he waiting?
He was putting together his own team with chapters 1 and 2. After that, pace apparently really picked up. So he had to assemble the team, and I think he has that now. So things took the new parts were last year, maybe one before, and new ones are coming. I think this year.
Yeah,
this year there should be more.
Yeah.
So it did pick up the pace. Yeah, go on.
I have to say though, Nate, there is a ghost. There is a ghost over Deltarune, which is
what's that?
Toby Fox. He's might be the messiah of JRPGs.
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
He is still the student of fucking Hussey. He is.
I know. The ghost of Hussey looms large. A lot of this is on faith that Toby has grown past Hussey. It's the old copy pasta. Hussey? Andrew Hussey? Is that you, little guy? Yeah, I'm kind of a famous big celebrity man who has moved on, and I'm rich and famous. Gotta go cash my check. My accountant says there's another $10 million being deposited in my account today. Bye, Mr. Hussey. Yeah. Look, Hussey's okay. I mean, whatever. His comics, I kind of grew out of them or whatever. I just haven't paid attention. Ben says, my brother says that they're good, the ones he's done recently, but I don't know. And
I am out of the loop on this lore. Did Undertale like take a lot of its style from that or something?
So Toby Fox literally worked and developed Undertale in the literal basement of Hussey when he was making it. He was a huge Homestuck contributor and like Homestuck head. So he was deeply involved in that, and it really was birthed from that.
If you if you read Homestuck and played Undertale, you can see like the inspiration for the dialogues. Like
that makes sense because when I'm not super familiar with Homestuck, but I know when I was playing Undertale, I'm like, I recognize this style of dialogue. I recognize this style of like communication, and I don't, it's like very internet-y, and
it's very like, millennially internet-y.
Millennial internet. I was like, where did that come from? So it's like Homestuck is kind of the originator of that style. Sounds like
now,
it was a huge pioneer.
The Homestuck. The thing about Homestuck is, at least in my opinion, might be like one of the best like sci-fi stories for like the first half, and then it does like a nosedive, like a truly.
It certainly does.
Like how could we have gotten here?
But look at our examples. Undertale had an amazing ending and was incredibly satisfying. The difference is it was released as one package.
Also, it was like 4 hours. It was not particularly
Also,
that
it's 4 hours long, yes. This is different, but like
Nate,
I do have faith
quote.
It'll end well.
Okay.
Go on, Mark.
Oh, I was just saying about the 4 hours. I heard this quote from a screenwriter who said that only small things can be perfect. So he's talking about the difference between film and television. And he's saying film can be perfect because it's small. Yes. Television is too big to be perfect. The scale makes it just exposes.
It's absolutely true.
Flaws.
And that is the danger of Deltarune, but he actually does. It's still a relatively small game, like relatively speaking. So whatever. I'm just gonna leave it at I have hope, maybe even faith that Toby can deliver on what's been done so far. So we'll just see. We'll see if I'm wrong. That's all there is to it.
Here's the thing, Nate. If this podcast, doesn't, crash and burn and we all are dead, I'm not back in the cave jail, we might talk about it. Like specifically
we may well.
Predictions. Like looking
I would enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, the next chapter is supposed to come like this year, right? Later this year.
Yeah.
So that, could be pretty soon that we have more Deltarune to talk about, which I would love to do. Because Deltarune, man, the weird route, the stuff with Noelle, the identity of the night. I mean, I made videos about it. You helped me work on them, as I recall, Noni. That's we got stuff to say about Deltarune, no doubt.
Ooh, okay. If that's like your last prediction, Nate,
I'm done. Go ahead. Take the floor.
Can I throw in something real quick?
Please.
In case Mark doesn't have like another prediction,
I only have one more, so go ahead.
Do we have morbid predictions though? Like something like not like this is gonna be like a banner 10 out of 10 game, but more like I want to see like the fallout of this like type of game.
Well, if Deltarune ended bad, that'd be one for me. But
I have one
I don't know.
too. I have one too.
Yeah, go for it.
Virtua Fighter 6. I'm really looking forward to it. But I am also kind of scared because the things they've been doing with Virtua Fighter 5, it's like when when it first came out, I was like, okay, this is working, good. But as it's going on, they're making more and more like, oh, Sega, what are you doing? They added like this like rootkit anti-cheat thing. I'm like, what? There's a player base of 100 people. No one's cheating. What are you doing? So what are you doing, dude? So I'm half optimistic, half terrified of Virtua Fighter 6 because it feels like Sega are slipping up with what they're doing lately with VF5 compared to when they first started working on it. Hopefully, these are just growing pains, and Virtua Fighter 6 will be awesome. But I'm nervous for that one. So that one I wanted to point out as like, I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also a little scared because basically, if Virtua Fighter 6 sucks, this series is dead. Like it's done. Virtua Fighter's cooked. So it either needs to be great or the series is done for. So that one, I'm high risk, high reward kind of release. It's not one of these, it had a bad game and then, they'll make the next one. No. Virtua Fighter 6, it's got to be good. Okay. Otherwise, this series is in deep trouble.
I've got one I'll just slip in here in terms of my Doomer predictions. It's complicated. I will not elaborate further, but I will just simply put Remake Part 3. Remake Part 3 will be...
Are you going to review it? Are you going to,
look,
do them all together in, one
there
super
will
pack?
be... So, I've thought about this. I would like to make something relatively soon before the third game comes out, sort of in anticipation of what the last one will do, but I have deep thoughts to say about the existence of remakes, the FF7 in particular or something, but the third one will be the deliverance upon all the predictions that I have, all my fears as to what it'll do, what it means for the series at large, et cetera, and I have a lot to say, which none of which I will say right now. One day in the future, they will hear more from me. Go on now.
I have to say that a small percentage of the reason I got a new computer, which you helped with, Nate, absolutely, is for me to be able to record and also edit footage for these fucking games.
That's true. That's true. Our favorite games of all time.
Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 is gonna be the funniest. Truly.
God willing, we'll laugh ourselves all the way to an early grave. All right, Noni, have you got you surely you have an example since you brought it up.
No.
No? Okay, that was okay. Let's leave it on that note then, shall we? This dark cloud looming on the horizon, which actually is very appropriate because you guys are going to want to tune in next week for our next episode of Internet Genius. It's going to have the same cast. We're doing a double feature here where we will be talking about the worst games ever. The games that fill us with rage at their mere mention. Little mechanics that still stick in your craw that you could just never shake the fear from in your head. In your nightmares, these boxes loom large. These discs spin with ferocity, going to slice your fucking throat. And yes, I cannot wait. I think the people are going to enjoy. We've already been preparing our lists, so we have much to say on this subject. At least I have. I assume others have as well. Okay, guys, last thoughts on our whole discussion of good games and stuff. Anyone care to comment or make any final points as we wrap up here?
No, this is just a really fun episode. I'm excited you're doing a new podcast.
Me too.
I'm happy to be in the flagship episode because, as I understand, if you're on the if you're like the first director of a TV show, and the TV show gets syndicated, you get the royalties. So I'm excited to be collecting No, I'm just kidding. But
something
I'm really
that, yes.
But I'm excited to be in the flagship episode, and I think you're gonna have lots of cool guests and. Yeah, people keep tuning in. This is really cool.
Oh, I hope so. Thank you, Mark. It's lovely to have you here. Again, Mark's a good friend of mine. He's been very kind to me over the years, and we both seem to enjoy each other's work to some degree. So that's good.
Definitely.
I enjoy your stuff. And two Twigma males still with lectures to release that will come one of these days soon. Mine's almost done. I swear, for real. It's going to be coming very soon. So... brace for impact, everybody, and hopefully Mark's working on his too.
Yep, I'm getting closer to it. I'm getting closer.
Sounds good. Hey, keep your eyes on him. Keep the pressure going on him, guys. Comments endlessly. Make the conversation all about this. All right, Noni, any comments? Any thoughts?
I just want to.
Did you have fun, Noni?
Absolutely.
That's the question.
This was amazing.
Good.
This was cool.
Good.
I am not a podcast or a soulless YouTube husk.
Not yet.
I hope to become.
I said, this is the beginning of your arc, and then when we both die, you must take up on the mantle and become a soulless YouTube husk.
I just want to say, thank you, Mark, for being super chill, and obviously, Nate, I kneel in extreme jubilance. Thank you for allowing me the lowly privilege to sit on this council for now until I'm unceremoniously executed in episode 3.
Which may happen. We just, when Noni's accent is found to be too indecipherable for the masses to give me I lose 1 red cent less than I could have. He will be fed to the wolves. We will be burning his body, turning him into fertilizer to grow the next crop.
We're going 100% approval rating or none.
Sorry, guys. Every downvote is a blow on Noni, a physical blow, as I strike him, as we beat him to death for his lack of coherent language.
As is your right, as my white master.
Correct. That we've all agreed on this. These are the rules. Sorry, guys, I didn't make the rules. We're simply following them, as we always do. Well, thank you, Noni, for being here. I appreciate. I always like talking to you, man. The thing is, me and Noni talk all the time about work stuff and other stuff. So Noni was like, "Hey, let's just record it," and I was like, that's a pretty good idea. Let's do that and see how it goes. So everyone's having a good time so far. We're going to have another double episode with this crew. Maybe we'll have an extra guest. I don't know. I'll let you know as things go, everybody. But stay tuned. Thank you so much for being here for the first episode of Internet Genius, baby. Yes, I hope your IQ rose 1 billionth of a percentage as high as mine, but we know that you need to watch more or you'll lose it all. So stay tuned next time for more genius from us guys. Thanks for being here, everybody. See you soon. Bye-bye. Guys, join me and say bye-bye. Bye. Hooray. Goodbye.
Work sucks. Food's cold. No sleep. Getting old. Maybe it's time to figure it out. Think it up, what life's about. I need Internet Genius, bringing all the best ideas. Certified right boys all the time. If you want the correct opinion, here's mine. Internet Genius, where the politics are serious. Do we have free will? Free will. Is God even chill? So chill. I'll find out when I look it up online. Solving everything, one podcast